Yoga practice is not a competition. Yep. You practice at your own pace. So when you get tired, go on child's pose. This one, this child's pose. You can go here, or maybe you rest on the back. You can be on this point, so maybe straight both feet on the floor, straight your hands. Good. Or maybe you can sit on meditation, optional, it's up to you. All right. So we're going to do a short body scan practice. Feel free to rest in the back, or maybe sit. You can lie down during this practice, or maybe sit down. All right. Settle yourself. And make yourself comfortable. And for your at home, if you choose to rest on the back, you can put your feet on the chair and rest your back completely on the floor. And if you sit down, make sure your heels are not higher than your hips, otherwise it might hurt your lower back. Good. You keep a nice straight spine, long spine. All right, and relax your hands in the lap. Relax everything here. Set yourself more as needed. And feel free if you want to close your eyes, or maybe just keep them in a soft gaze. And the intention of body scan is to become present in the whole of our body without wanting anything at all. Not even relaxation. Nice if that's happened ongoing. And no need to stir up sensation by moving the whole body. Then bring your awareness in your feet. Loosen the soles of your feet. And you still have a little time. If you feel uncomfortable, you can adjust yourself as needed. And bring your awareness, your toes. The big toes. Second toes. Third toes. Fourth toes. And the fifth toes. Loosen your ankle, your calves. Loosen your shins. Loosen your knees. Loosen the whole of your feet on the floor. Maybe your feet against the mat or the floor. Maybe your feet against the bench. Notice what you notice. See what you see here. Feel what you feel here. Notes in your hips. Rest on the floor. Or maybe your tailbone towards the floor. What's in notes in here? Notes in the whole of your back. Your lower back, your mid back, and your upper back. And notes in the whole of your hands. Notes in your palms. Are you feeling sweat in the air? Are you feeling warmth? Your hands on your laps or maybe on the floor. Warm temperature or cool temperature? What you need to see right now? And no need to worry if you notice your mind is running outside. That's okay, that's normal. The mind likes to wander. Just gently without returning to your legs, bring your awareness back in your hands. And that's a goal for body scan. We're noticing the body parts, one after the other. And you notice without judging. You go through the entire body in a non-judgmental way. So you notice in your thumbs. Notice in your second fingers, third fingers, fourth fingers, and the fifth fingers. And notice in the tops of your hands. Notice in your wrists. Notice in your elbows. Bicep. Tops of your shoulders. And notice in your neck. What's in notice in there? This heavy weight or light. Notice sweating. Notice smile on your face. Notice your face is too much tense or maybe relaxed. Notice like you're carrying something on your head. Or maybe not at all. Notice light up. If you notice some smiling in the face, what does look for? Notice in your lips, your chin, your eyebrows, your nostrils. Notes in your forehead, center of your eyebrows, and notes in the top of your head. What is here to feel? what is in here. Just slowly bring your awareness back, depending on the breath. And open your eyes. And slowly straight both feet in front. Bring your hands on the toes. Flex your toes and tense the toes. Okay, flex your feet. Push back and in. Okay, bring a piece of your fingers in the toes. Good. Big distance between your feet. You inhale, lengthen the spine, create a long spine. On the exhale, bow forward, bend the elbows just a little bit. Inhale, lengthen the spine. On the exhale, bow forward just a little bit. Inhale, reach up, lengthen the spine. On the exhale, bow forward just a little bit. If you can bring your forehead on the floor, that's nice. We're not competing. Accept the space of your body. Love it just the way it is. And move like you love yourself. You inhale, on the exhale, drop more. One more time, inhale, reach up, lengthen the spine. Maybe you can bring your head back just a little bit. On the exhale, bow forward, bend the elbow just a little bit. Then slowly come back to center. And we come to our hamster knees. Tap your palms on the floor. Now, your fingertips face towards the outer edge of the mat and bring your wrists together to touch. Bring your wrists together to touch. Good. Tap your toes back. Good. Now we rock in and out, back and forward. Maybe you can take to roll your hip. Okay. Optionally, you can roll side to side. Or maybe you just rock and roll in front and back. Good. We go as needed. Be careful to yourself. Slowly, slowly. Go. 5. Roll your hips side to side. And you can switch at any time. Your time. 4. You have more time. Go slowly. Create a beautiful practice. Your present moment needed. The more was needed. 3. We have 2 more. 2. 1 more. All right. And this time around, tap your hands on the mat, fingertips face towards your knees. Good. Maybe you can walk them outside just a little bit. Good. Now, the same thing, you can roll your hip back and front. Maybe you just take your weight forward and back. Good. Bring that awareness in your wrists, in your hands. Don't rush the process. Accept the space of your body just the way it is. Love it just the way it is. And slowly, be careful. Move like you love yourself. Take your steps like you love yourself. 5. Go more as needed. Don't rush. 4. 3. 2. 1. Slowly come up, shake your hands. Shake your hands. Shake your hands. Good. Shake them, shake. Good. All right. Now tops of your feet flat on the mat. Back. Point your toes back so that the tops of your feet are flat on the mat. Now you raise both hands up. Use your right hand, grab your left wrist, lengthen up, and long breath in. On the exhale, lean towards the right side. Okay, just a little bit. Okay, slowly come up. Switch sides, grip the right wrist, and lean towards the left side. Okay, slowly come back to center. Your left wrist. You lengthen up. On the exhale, lean to the right side. Good. Come back up to center. Switch sides. Lengthen up. Exhale the left side. And slowly tap your hands on the mat. You bring your feet together. Set your gaze down on the floor. Spread your fingers wide on the mat. And slowly bring your weight forward just a little bit. Tuck your shoulders over your wrist. And slowly come back. Bring your weight back to your heels. Good. Take 2 breaths here, 2 full breaths. Don't rush. Look after yourself. And slowly bring your weight back. Bring your weight forward. Stack your shoulders over your wrist. Engage your core. And slowly bring your weight back to your heels. Good. One more time. Come in front. Bring your weight forward. Exhale, reach back. And slowly, your knees towards the outer edge of the mat. Your knees towards the outer edge of the mat. Good. Point your toes back. Tops of your feet flat on the mat. Then bring your weight back to your heels. Good. Walk your hands in front. Child's pose. You drop your forehead down on the floor. And here you can choose to collapse your shoulders down, or maybe leave the upper arm bone back. Integrate your shoulders back. And give up any holding pattern here. Inhale. On the exhale, bring your weight back to your heels. Shift the weight of your hip back to rest your buttocks and your heels. And letting go of everything here. Breathe consciously. Noticing the rising and falling of your breath. Take 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back up to your hands and knees. Good. Now, here, slowly kick the right foot back straight, parallel to the floor. Your hip, shoulders in line. Bring your weight underneath your shoulders. Lift that right foot back straight. Take your time, get your balance here, and slowly lift the opposite hand in front, the left hand in front. Breathe in and breathe out. One more long breath in. On the exhale, come back down. Good, switch sides. Kick that left foot back, straight. Flex the toes. Good, take the opposite hand in front, the right hand in front, straight. Open, stretch. Read those limbs out. A long breath in. On the exhale, tap your hand back, down. Good. Take your right foot back straight. And slowly bring your right foot towards the left side. Good, you get it? Good. Good. And bring your weight back to your left heel. Good. All right, stay there. 4, 3, 2, 1. You can stay here, or maybe drop your forehead down. Take 3 long breaths here. 1, 2, 3, and slowly come up, come back to center. Now take your time, kick that left foot back straight. And take your left foot towards the right side. And bring your weight back to your right heel. Good. Stay here. You can flex your toes or maybe point them back. Stay here for 2 more breaths. 1, 2. You can stay here or maybe drop for a towel, collapse the shoulders down for 3 long breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Come up. Come back to center. Come back to center. Good. Now we go for cat and cow. On the inhale, you bring your spine up towards the ceiling, your chest. Well, on the exhale, drop your spine down. Good. Inhale, lengthen the spine up. Bring your chin towards your chest. Exhale, drop your backbone down. Set your gaze up. Inhale, reach your spine up. Cat, exhale, cow. Drop down. Set your gaze up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, drop down. Good. Now slowly here. Tap your hands on the mat. Take your hip up towards the ceiling, downward. Press all of your knuckles on the mat. Press your hip back, straight towards the ceiling. And bring your head in line with the arms. Press the shoulders towards your ears. Lengthen the spine. So they look between your hands. Walk a step forward in front of your mat. Step in front of your mat. Fingertips on the floor. A flat back. Set your gaze down. Breathe in. On the breath out, fold forward. Drop the crown of your head down. Feel like a waterfall. You fold from your hip hinge, not your upper back. Now slowly bring your feet together. Bring your feet together, toes touch. Bend the knees. Bend the knees. Chair pose. Good. On chair pose, you bring your weight back to your heels. Drop your hip back more. 1 long breath in. On the exhale, sweep your hands back, palms facing up. Drop the crown of your head down. Inhale, chair pose. Bring your weight back to your heels. Leave the toes off the mat. On the exhale, sweep your hands back, palms facing up. Drop the crown of your head down. Inhale, reach your hands up, chair pose. Exhale, sweep back. 2 more times. Inhale, reach up, chair pose. Exhale, sweep your hands back. Inhale, reach up. Yeah, pause the breath. Bring your weight back to your heels. Your knees in line with the ankle down. On the exhale, sweep your hands back. And slowly release your hands on the floor. Tap your palms down. Walk your feet back to high push-up. Good. And here we have option, high push-up. You can drop your knees down. Good. For you, maybe you can go on this. Your hip, shoulders in line. You stack your shoulders over your wrist. Good. 1 long breath in. On the exhale, low push-up. Good. Inhale, upward. Bring your chest out in front. Tops of your feet flat on the mat. Exhale, downward. Bring your weight back. Okay, look between our hands. Step the right foot forward. Back foot flat on the floor. Good. Raise your hands up. Warrior one. Watch up. Breathe in. Bend the front knee more. A long breath in. On the exhale, warrior two. Right hand in front. Left hand back. Set your gaze in front. Your shoulders in line. Breathe in. On the breath out, reach forward. One more long breath in. On the exhale, reverse your warrior. Tap your left hand back. Sweep your right hand overhead. Set your gaze up. Feel like open your right rib cage. Exhale, warrior two. Breathe in. Breathe out, reach forward. And slowly tap your fingertips on the floor. Extend the left hand up towards the ceiling. And set your gaze up towards the ceiling. You bend the front knee more. Tilt your tailbone down towards the floor. And slowly sweep your left hand overhead, palm facing down. Set your gaze. And slowly, hand down. Step your right foot back, high push-up. Hold that breath to low push-up. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward. Good. Look between your hands. Step the left foot between your hands. Back foot flat. Warrior one. Bend the front knee more. Bring your weight down towards the floor. Inhale. On the exhale, warrior two. Left hand in front, right hand back. Set your gaze between your fingers. A long breath in. On the exhale, reach forward. Breathe in. On the exhale, tap your right hand back. Sweep your left arm overhead. Palm facing down. A long breath in. On the exhale, warrior two. Set your gaze in front. Breathe in. Breathe out, reach forward. Your fingertips on the floor. Extend the right hand up towards the ceiling. Set your gaze up. Breathe in. And the breath out, sweep your left right arm overhead, palm facing down. Breathe in. And the breath out, tap your hands on the floor. Step your left foot back, high push-up. Low push-up. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward. Take 2 breaths here. Breathe in. And breathe out. And slowly walk your hands to your feet. Walk your hands to your feet. Tap your palms, the sides of your feet. And drop the crown of your head down. Breathe in. And breathe out. Bend the knees. Bend the knees. Sweep your hands up. Breathe in. And breathe out. Bow forward. Inhale, chair. Bend the knees. Reach your hands up. Exhale, fold forward. And slowly walk your hands in front of your mat. Downward. Look between your hands. Step the right foot forward. Low Christian lunge. Drop the back knee on the floor. Drop the back knee on the floor. Good. Sweep your hands up. Breathe in. And breathe out. Bring your hands to your heart center or prayer point. Good. Now we'll take a twist to the right side. Your left elbow to the right knee. Good. You press your palms together and bring your left elbow to the right knee. Good. Press your palms together and get a twist towards the right side. Good. The left elbow to the right knee. Good. Press your palms together. You breathe in. On the breath out, extend that twist more. One more long breath in. Exhale, twist more. You can stay here, or maybe you drop your left arm off your right foot and extend the right arm up. And slowly bring your hands back down. Good. Hands down. Good. You can bring your hands inside the right foot. Good. You can stay here, or maybe you drop your forearms down. You listen to instruction. If you feel like struggling, you can stay here. Good. You feel strong, you can drop your forearms down. You stay here, or maybe you push towards the outer edge of your right foot to see the sole of your right foot down. Don't risk yourself more. Stop the way you can. Accept the space of your body. Love your body just the way it is. Good. And slowly come back up. Step your right foot back. Low push-up. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward. Now switch sides. Step your left foot between your hands. Low crescent lunge, drop your back knee on the floor. You step your left foot in front. Good. And drop your back knee on the floor. Reach your hands up. A long breath in. On the exhale, bring your palms together. Bring your hands to heart center. We take a twist on the left side. Your right elbow to the left knee. Press your palms together. You breathe in on the exhale, you create that twist more towards the left side. Breathe in, breathe out, twist more. You can stay here or maybe extend. Drop your right hand off your left foot and extend the left hand up. Breathe in. On the breath out, create a more twist here. And slowly drop both hands on the floor. Bring your hands inside the left foot. You can stay here or maybe drop your forearms down. Good, and lizard pose. Good. You can stay here or maybe you push your left foot out. Good. Breathe in and breathe out. One more long breath in. Exhale, come back up. High push-up. Low push-up. Inhale, upward. Exhale, tap your knees down. Come back to your hands and knees. Come back to your hands and knees. Now, take your right foot out. Good. Got it? Good. You can stay here by dropping your forearms down. Good. You can stay here, or maybe you bring your weight back to your left heel. Good. Don't try it if this is nice for you, stay there. And now stay where you can. Try it. Let's go. Breathe in and breathe out. Drop your weight down. Inhale and exhale. And slowly come back up. Switch sides. The left foot outside. Good. Drop your forearms down. You can stay here or maybe bring your weight back to your right heel and drop your weight down. Breathe in and breathe out. One more long breath in. Exhale, come back up to your hands and knees. Good. We take downward facing dog. Look between your hands, step or walk in front of your hands. Halfway lift, it creates a flat back. Good. And slowly fold forward. Now, take your left foot off the mat and tap your left foot to the outside of your right. Good, you get it? Good. Now, halfway lift, create a flat back, fingertips on the floor. Exhale, bow forward. Squeeze your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips on the floor. Set your gaze in front. On the exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And here, you take your left foot out more. Good? You get it? You see. You can stay both on your outer edge of both feet, or maybe tap. Good? Optional. Good. Halfway lift. Fingertips on the floor. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips on the floor. Exhale, bow forward. And here, inhale, reach all the way up. Extended mountain. A nice style tree. Good. Exhale, bow forward. And slowly bring your left foot back to the center. Take your right foot outside of your left foot. Good. Your right foot outside of your left foot. Good. Inhale, alpha lift, fingertips on the floor. Go down. Good. Exhale, tap your hands, full forward. Inhale, alpha lift, fingertips on the floor. Exhale, bow forward. One more time, inhale, alpha lift. Now take your right foot out more. Good. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, alpha lift. Exhale, bow forward. And here, inhale, reach all the way up. Hands up. Exhale, bow forward. And slowly bring your right foot back to center. Inhale, reach all the way up, extend the mountain. Interlace your fingers up, turn the palms up. Long breath in. On the exhale, lean to the right side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the right. One more inhale, back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, back to center. Pause here to the center. Exhale, up. On the exhale, bend the knees, full forward. Half lift. You create a flat back. Bring your hands to your knees. You would see how beautiful your back is. The back is not like this, not like this, but you create a flat back. Good. Now extend both hands in front. Palm facing inwards. Exhale, hands back. Good. Breathe in, hands in front. And here, you take the right foot back straight. Warrior three. Feel free to bend the left knee just a little bit. Breathe in. You create a balance. On the exhale, hands to your sides, back, palm facing down. Now, house breath, we're flying down. We're flying down to the country tree. Here we go. We fly. Down, Eastern Police. We're coming back. We fly. We're coming back. Housemates, AYV. Step your right foot back, down. Good. A flat back. Bring your hands to your knees. Good. Extend both hands in front. Exhale, hands back, palms facing down. Inhale, hands in front. Take your left foot back straight. Warrior three. Good. Breathe in. And breathe out, hands back, palms facing down. We're flying down to the country tree. Breathe in. Breathe out, we're flying down. Eastern Police, we go. Housemate, let's go. Go, try it. We're coming back. Second Civil Street, we're coming. AYV, housemate. Step your left foot down. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down. Okay, right. Shake, shake, shake. Go. Good. All right, all right, all right. Meditate. You like meditate, yeah? All right. We end up with Savasana. You rest on the back. Rest on the back. Now the same meditation. Good. So now you know this is stuff by yourself. Now rest on the back. Yeah? Good. Okay, rest on the back. Okay. If you sleep on the way, no problem. But all right. Hands to the side. Rest on the back. Completely rest on the back. Pressing down. Good. Palms facing up, on down. Settle yourself. Settle yourself as needed, making yourself comfortable. Allow the whole of your body to rest on the floor, to relax on the floor. We're starting. Hey. Feel free to close your eyes, or maybe just keep them in a soft gaze. Bring your awareness to the whole of your body, lying here on the ground. There's nothing else you need to do. And there's nothing else you need to be doing apart from being here, lying on the ground. Allow yourself to relax. Allow your feet to soften and let go to the ground. Soften your feet. Soften your elbows. Allow your both of your feet to relax on the floor. Relax your legs. Allow your hip to relax and let go to the ground. Noticing the rising and falling of your breath. Noticing the entering of your breath and when the breath leaves your body. Allow your hip to relax and let go. Let go of everything here. You breathe naturally. Feel like the earth is embracing you. See yourself clearly. Hold on to nothing. They bring your awareness to your lower back, your mid back, the upper back. Allow the whole of your back to soften and let go to the ground. Allow your hands to soften and let go to the ground. Soften your elbows. Soften your fingers. Soften your shoulders. Allow your head to sink deeper to the ground. So bring your awareness to the top of your head. You bring that smile on your face. Release tension between your eyes, your eyebrows. Smile on your face. In your lips. Release tension in your face. That tension in your forehead. And bring your awareness to your belly. Noticing that rising and falling of your breath. Noticing the entering of your breath and when the breath leaves your body. You bring your awareness to your chest. And slowly bring your awareness back, depending the breath. You bring your awareness back at your own time. And slowly you can bring your feet together as anytime from now on, roll to your right side. Use your right hand as a pillow. You come up to sit whenever you're ready. You choose to rest on the back, okay. As we come to an end of the practice. Yeah, you can sit up, yeah. Yep, you can wake. All right, bring your hand to your heart center or prayer point. We're done. We'll take a long breath in. Bring your hands to your forehead. Also bow down, say namaste. Thank you. Woo. Thank you, thank you. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, meditation time. Beautiful. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, selfie. Woo. All right.
Okay, you keep massage. Where? Address? Okay, by Ahmad. Okay, not
Go to the other side.
Are you stationed?
Go to the other side.
Are you in school?
Go to the other side. Go to the other side.
I got for you because you don't get away for it.
You want king people picking it?
Yeah, they can't give you. You cannot get away for take you now. Tell the team, Madam Chief, they talk.
My father said,
Housemates, back into the house. Back into the house. Now.
Take the number, pick. Take the number, pick.
any pick.
Thank you for that. Like after work, go.
You still there?
29, 42, 03, Lawrence. Yeah. Bella ciao, bella ciao. You have been vexed this morning. You vexed me, we got lie. So what's he doing?
We Deutsch.
Maria don't change battery. I feel that we don't change. Oh, now you me I get battery there.
Now new battery.
Yeah. Hey, but person can let's take for me that old bag, yeah?
Oh, so. Come on, swim back. They are big. You see? Who's one? What did they say? They bad? If you make a nothing, you make a. Now I'm beginning to study. It makes some attitude at the beginning of morning.
Illegre wabis, I don't see us. Sorry. Huh? With come.
Is it waiting?
That's the guy you went. When last you guys have cabbages.
You didn't left me. Okay.
When last
Come fix some. You know some. So now you go and talk, say I sit for me and sorry for me. Yeah, because I don't talk as I say I don't be well. I don't be well. You go left me.
What was me?
I want income for you.
No.
Maybe you shift.
Me look how we can box me. Please come
You
back.
make you go with me.
I'm
You
innocent.
lie.
I'm innocent, seriously.
No, but not so.
I'm innocent.
It's only boss made now.
I will
But I
listen
ain't not
to this,
enough of you, boss. You did that way.
You made that like exercise. You made that
Come on,
exercise.
come back.
No, but not so. It's
You
happening.
know, we talk for me money.
No, we not be couple. No,
Default.
default.
He go say the default to me. Better not default. I really like expectation.
You are too funny.
In our hospitality, in a non-regular comedian will be fun.
So you better say the kind of it.
This damn swear ass to this.
They don't want to watch.
How will you want to kind of say today?
Watch. They don't shut up on our say they need correction. They don't ban me. You know, that is don't pass it right
So
now.
you are coming up for say the kind.
He cried.
People are coming here and say anything now. I don't be there.
They be a person for count. They be a big one. Yeah, they come. I know that for full of money in the village. It be a big one. It's shame. You know, shame don't be
Yeah,
shame.
if you make that. If they make that, if they be called like that,
You don't go now.
it's like by little.
See me, sir.
Go to the camera.
Hey,
Pick
good.
it back.
Okay.
If you take China, the price is bloody.
People in the best of Dubai, they need Dubai,
They don't be saying, man, I'm like $100, you are you can't carry the money.
I can't really want it.
Or I negotiate, man, they say, in a seat, come and the money.
I tell you.
Now they let us you can negotiate now, only
I
negotiate.
said I don't joke with my tears. Whenever I joke, whatever I do into that house, it was
We
real.
don't say keep us back in the
Little bastard.
No.
And the group is with them.
No, c'est pas good.
That man like it.
That's a pro. If it is good.
Yes.
I ain't talking about good business.
It always do the thing. No.
No, first.
Oh yeah. If it's I would have put it on the head, I don't grab to make fun of. Sorry,
Yeah, we change.
Hey, Abo. It a big we said they are big.
You never go to a campaign manager.
Hey.
Why would something?
I want to talk campaign manager for Soiba.
Now say you. Now I will tell you now.
It's not allowed in the middle of two guys time because then I 1 week then they go union because they're not getting nothing for posting a union. Now so when another baby people that go union, the guys.
Men I keep all the things I want to for you.
You say go una kuna sibo una soiba
need this one ya.
Now see now because I go sleep in hotel and I don't go fully there. You go. Hey, what's in you? What know you? Hey. I don't need the bag.
No, but when I watch two players, which we have I stop on this social. I can't let it go. But it is a very can't go.
Never see 1 to 1 minute so you buy person.
Nobody said I don't book her person.
No, but
We just the watch.
you know, so big me like me, what's the possibility?
Eh. Where MK when can say we do suffer from fire. When MK talk say anybody cry again. MK say I begin suffer from one whole fire.
No, people that especially na cry, they cry on a waiting a lot.
That's all me brother about the time. I don't
No, you feel sorry. That's how we talk about it. You feel sorry. Oh wow. That's so.
See me. Yeah, no words. How do you not find
So you might want to get back to the Isaiah back. It's a message that you message me that a good friend call back. For no, so not give me one shot to you, the case. They called me back here for the cry to go fast.
Make I tell you what to say.
You would wait for me now, don't know.
You might watch the chest, you don't get. It's more for this contest. I make you want to just pop back more.
I didn't tell you, we see me matching this past after Sunday.
Pembele?
Contest here. Hey, you back now for you. But you said, for you to know it, you die.
When I get back from there for my talent.
Wait, whose talent you want to get at this life?
You don't have one and that's not you.
Yeah, because I you talent to do this. No, relax. I mean, now one talent for two, all man forget you.
When I come together as couple, when I do talent.
What is happening at this life?
What they do, I hold on. We go to the side class, we go to go discuss.
Huh? No.
Hey, that's maximum.
You hear that?
That's what we did.
Baby, you don't have stop at all.
Stop, I don't lay out.
Stop at all there. Stop at all good passive. Why not what you can? Let's see this.
No, do I need to
Good
stop
passive.
Stop, I don't lay out.
No.
Watch how this go.
Go say
Stop, I don't
stop at all.
Who will discuss with talent? Say can cancel a fees. Now, so now they.
What me get me?
No, it go take and cancel you.
Me get me.
Already I face me down the walk, I will left. I can't take pictures.
Yes.
Me
Take a picture.
Why we not just leave the church for them now for the show?
Nah, you go
Yeah, because you know
there.
less points.
Go be judge.
What you need for Guna to say this, you need for them to do judge. All the judge then are do
The
it.
problem is what's there for order for Mr. Because I look at
The money you know they can go right. Me I don't know what you.
Hello, love for right. So come on, go. You can go right.
See how I go. It's me flash.
when I make it.
Suit, never right. So. And dinner soup.
A pena.
Yeah.
Dinka.
Say no, they did.
Another day. Well, wait to go come here. There they go. Stop at all my emergency. That's medicine.
Now, that medicine you want, now if na fever, you go to feel. Yeah. Wait some.
Do you know? Do you know? If you put me in, I'm going to say, do you know? Let's see the way you speak. Yes. Mommy, be back.
Purchase it and bring it to. This is where you don't begin to pull the wheel so. Now this is how you do it from yourself. Focus on your relationship.
Did it came, Mama?
You know, we're going to
Cal and Peking. These people call me and keep me on the phone for like 4 hours. Yeah.
Wait, I'm back. So the
I can use any of them. Chelsea good thing.
now suit so made outside. Just tell them say they made them purchase the entire suit. So
Well,
because you know which them go buy for which color they go buy for you.
Yes,
So maybe
correct.
they just make from head to toe for a dinner suit for pageants.
Okay. Let them buy everything, including shoes and all things. Just put on the. I'll know. The people who get small sense not going to understand this thing.
don't take family stay.
Hold on.
Upambula. Until then, you say for like
Yeah, which is very bad. 980. Kindly call me. That is shoot. Oh shit. Just. Enter. Evening. See.
shoot inside hot car, so pull out.
How important it is.
Pull me back in the outside, this is how we will take him back.
Is that good?
No, man, so we will add diaper. I want sleep body. I want go pack. I want go book. I can't pack. What pack? Yes, I don't pack so now. And Madam Chief say everybody for go the rest. Yes, out. So just go out. Hey, come on, you don't pack quick one. No. I remember all my boyfriend name. Why for what I say I don't forget all man name.
Yeah, woman. I get for Malice. I'm not talking for myself next time. Yeah. Look, tell you for boss, then you can push me so you want. No, you can't see that. I saw you know I'm you know if you're happy say for your car.
Really?
I saw you know happy for
So you say, come on, at snack.
I told me seko.
I was have order.
I
Don't pass me time. 5 minutes.
told me seko.
Avoid that.
Yeah, boy.
So you go, go see me. Why?
I know that's all. Maybe that is the one snatch, because he wants.
Wait to.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, I don't make my head on a road.
But not miss a baby before, no?
Not surprised. This is how we make my surprise. Something like that.
It's not that.
You're not done.
Not that way.
Papers.
You make cake, eh? Okay, since I'm the status then, but I don't say I'm only go left kick to anybody. Then I see him before we can. So I see him.
Yes, now you come out to me, now go to me. Come out to me, now to me video. You wrote it from morning till they don't pick up the old drum.
Oh, that day?
Yeah,
Okay, so looks like they are me.
Oh.
I mean, like, 10 over we can go to work, so I'm going to see this work on this one. The pops, they are bad. I know there's a mythic something.
Serious, so serious. Tell no say this week has something game they play. Some kind of game they play. You know, they come distance.
If we do with Joabas, Fridays, you ask your boxer and t-shirt you don't they're going for you. Okay. Maybe what happened? Can you look? Nothing else moving now. Where you might click and go out. Go out. You want to go out?
I go for two first.
Ah. Okay, look on the bathroom. How go?
I told you yesterday.
I don't know how they come. Yeah?
It's me.
Okay, what's the name? I do get cold compress. Yeah? I say if you want I'm going to give cold compress back. And the APS that they bad with the temperature, only tell the church if you want if you want.
I said, what's up, you say? Come on, we see. I can get medicine. Medicine that we left home, you know, when to come.
Not amazing. Okay.
Oh,
If I can't give me medicine, what's me forgive because I'm medicine for? Only? Yes, Please, je vais pas vous maisonner. Things. I mean, no for now. What's there be the thing? What people? Me, people like you need to me.
Patricia from Malaysia.
Yeah. Anybody. Hello, Ledomba. Saya. You know well. You know? Go vomit. Yes, you can't call beer.
Mama go vomit on her.
Hey, Papa, now in the belly don't begin
So why the belly
fat.
for feta?
In the first. Belly the fat. Let me see Bigamo. Bigamo all the way.
From America.
Bigamo. Yeah, Popo and fever.
Yeah, Pope.
Yes.
Yeah.
Popo and fever. The big doll.
But then Pope get
I remember Popo and that woman. I want to die with.
Me can wanna even know say they can say. It's a surprise.
You gonna know?
Yeah? I mean, no, I don't name this. But optionally. You think we can't touch it?
Not again. Papa, I'm gonna tell you thank you for life. Today is Friday. Father God, give us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Where we know for. We care less.
Daddy, please get well soon. Papa, let me know the belly
Yeah,
defect.
now the belly dey perfect.
I can go wash here.
I can't go pack safe. Let's go get class. Me, I want to go take class. See, the book business. You don't go inside me now. I like book too much now. I go feel more if all things done. I don't use to book.
You don't used to book, yeah?
Yes, me, I don't use to book. Me, don't tell person. I say, what be the can dog? I say, me, where is that? But they can't bluff. I eat suddenly, that sleep. I don't use to book. As if I go to those first do presentation for me now, I go do one for you.
We get my tin up now and
I dey do one bang for her.
AYV live.
Shy.
Erika, are you sleeping?
Yes. Erika. How do you cope with your
How do you cope with your
relationship? Give me a see.
Erika, how do you cope with your relationship?
I don't want to talk
It doesn't tell my personal. Hey. Oh no, we get so big. Erika, how do you cope with your relationship? What's the next Housemates Salone? What did they say? A reality TV show. Not to know something about Hamburg. When I get the person on a Hamburg, so not to still listen about Hamburg.
How do you cope with your relationship?
Erika, you don't get black fire.
You don't good?
Wait, black fire. What happened? Why now they get black fire?
I know you don't cham the all that.
What to make? See what could you place here?
I'm
That is
with my
fast
parents
food. Oh, that get black fire.
and cripple the forces. You may like say which parents in there. You may like say which people this is good.
You the wild brown dog tell like
But wait, so now be catch up quick with black fire.
Cigar
now maybe the beginning.
Because now star no more wanna be focused on star.
Now me start sound.
Yeah, black fire be the calm every day.
Every day, now me first begin can I still let's say shalatis back.
Now na catch up.
So when it says one set and I say
You call us Platanius.
They work fine.
Palatium.
I go hide.
Popular baby family.
Because I be see black fire, but when I not be ever like get notice of, and I just start no more.
Pay attention.
No, I don't even forget about star. So I don't want to be brand ambassador for star again.
What's that smell so?
Now the black fire.
Something like the bond with.
One I know we mix and black and star.
The bond by again.
When I try and balance see. You didn't mix her.
you don't drink tea, don't take water first. Let you rub water first.
You drink.
I jump in the water.
I did tell you.
And also be swim. Stay less than I make a quiz water. But what you go there, like I don't drink so I'll enter inside the normal smell.
Yeah.
Wanna come up.
They come up. You know, say like where you go, you put your head inside the water. I did tell you.
That's it. Okay, not on this Friday. Not on this Friday, this Wednesday. Don't send me the water go up here. That's it. The water go past them. That's it. Still, you can't take clear the
I know. Okay, I know watch this party. This I don't be. I don't know that. Oh God.
The club fine there. The club fine.
Who's club? All things. I not come on. I not be the work. I not work out because of the corona.
No, I say when you watch and inside so the club be fine.
Corona still there. All things fine about Housemates Salone.
Sweet, so yeah.
Everything. I think now 4:00, ba. I don't know actually because me I don't be the work. I don't get time. I don't even know waiting me they happen. I don't like.
The drama begin.
Like I don't even they know waiting they happen. I do because me self not get time for work.
You don't have time to work.
I not because I be no say still I still housemates. We not to ex-housemates. You understand?
Even you're not.
Even the one they say for them I do so no they not to ex-housemates them. Then I housemates them still. Now after all the show done.
I know.
So now we all will be ex. Yes. So like I not say I be still a part of the competition. So like I not be the worker, I just the one side, say you get for like I just feel like go be in a hotel no more. Get for go through the stuff there. Because we just come and mix with tuna back now. So say AYV have we say they get the package. I be the only house I be wango snap. Now Wilberforce. If you see we don't make Wilberforce. Happy New Year, like I feel selling. And the other but I wango do perfect photo shoots then they go I late. Not to the crowd, I late. Yes, this day I go do I go do fine classic photo shoots them day. Let's go. Cool.
This thing make you not forget. We are the high pin of the makeup.
The secrets. The one way they tell you, one way they tell the one way they can tell them whoever comes down.
Life, that people they have poor will. Me, I don't like book bad.
So how many can teach you?
Yes, I want to go class. I don't like book. I don't know what's in a we do. Okay, we do.
It's working.
We do. I don't like book business bad.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't like book business bad one. I like book.
And so Housemates Salone, like where you can learn so many things.
So for can begin love.
You learn. Me, I be like where I be go school, where I be the primary school. I mean, I be prefect stay as it NPSA. I be bold some kind of way, even where I go annuals. But like time we can reach now.
Mama, now they put full power.
Yes. So like what can I say Housemates Salone? I can that presentation. You see at first like you will see
difficult.
Yes, it's so difficult.
At first, when we come, you understand, when they say presentation, I didn't have fun.
But at the end of the day,
you they used to.
You know, say they don't say a very important because like when you come on, you get for meet with some certain people, you get for go like you get for then thought that we go say go get school talk.
Say presentation.
If you know bold or anybody will come on, say we come on, you get for a bold because at the end of the day, that presentation they help a lot. And when they say presentation, you get for focus.
You have the body. After the body, conclusion, timing.
Me body, it all landed.
Madam Chief and Papa Chief, they land me well.
Not so, yeah.
Not so joke.
Seriously. You know they know the important parts like when you go out. I mean, I always say if I not be the worker because I don't say if I be the worker for don't see beaucoup difference. But like I not be the worker, just if you say no, not to them. Now one day you just learn the put yourself for. Like maybe just apart from the show, I post we no like worker.
I mean I never work.
I don't like waka waka. So like where I come out, I be still reserve. Like I reserve myself until when the show done. Now for the corona safe more now because I be maybe they pray, I be the pray and I be one come inside the house. So like I not be one waka then we go do corona test and people and they for to like where come I go to bank. I wear baby glasses to my face for let people not even recognize me. I said they can't also like security force. Hey, Timpekito. I say, trouble on for them. I just make sure say I go collect this money, I go back inside the motor car phone. And the same thing back na the salon. So I go do my hair. And the side no more than the bed where I go. Yesterday, better on a pack here. Tell us you try me yesterday for pack. Then about all.
Then about you. Talk. I can't die. That's also I left make my Augustine. You say he sleep away. Who said me talk say X? Nothing I go for make I regret me if he was giving me the right treatment. Hey, but may not so by day, may not so by day, not so by day. I don't think they can go make for us.
Not
So
so by day.
why you gonna do? I beg like you, me brother. I don't say why it's a call.
When you give him 30, at least if for Ebuka, if you know Ebuka 20, let can tell. I know what I'm saying. I'm not stupid.
They jealous too much. They jealous so come on. You see, I'm Kenya posted. The answer for you watch.
Housemates, everyone to the living room, please.
I don't stop us now for going to Hafiz. Hafiz na father figure. Yeah. Chief from work, I know welcome. Madam Chief, no more welcome.
Campus. I make it don't call me. Because as far as I'm concerned, we have not done anything since yesterday.
Una don't talk Yoruba. They say you guys should speak English because this show is not a national show. Mommy belly, the fat. Where you man? Oh.
Wait, Sean.
Who's don't tell daddy?
Housemates,
Yes, Chief.
good morning.
Chief.
I see we have new guests. Please stand.
Take it down.
For the pleasure of the international viewing audience, please reintroduce yourselves. Ladies first.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, viewers out there. My name is Makiato Suma, housemate number 30, aka Team Pekito, the most sexylicious Pekito in the house. I am here to wakapa them. Yes, and I'm here for good, so thank you.
Period.
What are you waiting for, young man?
How are you guys out there? I'm Mohammed J. Jane, professor, Team Money Heist. It's all part of the plan. Housemate number 33. You already know. And it's back.
Welcome back, housemates.
Thank you.
I hope you are familiar with the rules. Nothing has changed. Nothing. Except for one thing. I've heard that someone proposed to someone in my house without my approval. Someone explain.
So part of the plan.
Yeah.
Please explain now.
Which one of, I don't know how to put the explanation because out like the reason, I don't know if
Why did you do that without
Chief, I'm at fault here because there's no good reason for not letting the owner of the house know about it. So I'm sorry, Chief.
You sent it before coming.
Therefore, do it again.
I'm gonna do it again.
Yes.
Because it's big.
Big na yan.
Make can for the me loss.
Digging value.
I say it pain. If you like somebody,
It's just a few minutes left in here.
it really pain. I like you, they kill yourself, they know they
Such
watch
thoughts.
you.
How feel we go left in here?
I say it pain. If you like somebody, we don't let you. It really pain. I like you, they kill yourself, they know they watch you. Nah, nah. Another man food is another man poison. Aye. But what I do it again, man. It is what it is, man. Don't chuck my shoe, man.
I'm Chief.
All man
First of
smart.
all, I'm gonna ask this time around for your permission. Yes, sir.
Please repeat.
I'm gonna ask for your permission, sir. So
We engage.
make sure I fulfill the purpose of every man on earth.
Jantoro. You don't walk. Jantoro. But you don't walk.
Can I go ahead, sir, Chief?
Last season, I gave my approval, and at the end, it did not work out. Silence. So this time, make me proud. You may continue.
Thanks for the trust, sir. Peng, Christiana Soar. Can you please stand up?
Go to the floor.
Sir, I want to sit down. Can you give me between?
Yeah.
Sit down.
Just sit, man. Yeah, officer.
Officer getting there.
Yeah.
Wingman. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Christiana, you deserve this so much. You even deserve more than this, but
Sure.
for the meantime, I want to use this as a way to express how much I want you in my life for good.
Let me be serious first. I'll get it too.
Oh, officer.
So please, accept this ring.
What the audience more the business?
Going down. Oh, sweet. Come on, clap! No, no, witch. Big clap. No, clap, the witch.
I don't work.
Yes, come on. Why you think about that party?
Chief,
If
want to do the kissing now?
Na theater, they kiss now.
I say,
Anything I will take permission, yeah.
No, you don't need to take permission.
I'm waiting.
Kiss.
Chief, what are you waiting for?
For the kiss. No, for kiss.
Chief, you don't get. Part of the plan, man.
It's all part of the plan.
Part of the plan.
You prove I'm take a hand. Hey, Johnny.
Congratulations, Mr. Jane.
Housemates,
Yes, Chief.
it leaves one last thing.
Okay.
If anyone here disagrees with this union, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Everybody's agreed, Chief.
Yes.
Disagree?
Can I speak?
Yes, you may.
It's not what's it called? I have a concern because I'm a woman myself. Prior to Janelle leaving the house the first time, him and I played a game that Afiz originated with the questions where you had to be real. And this man expressed how much he really, really feels for Fahisa. And prior to you leaving, you said Christiana is fake. Everything Christiana does is fake. So I'm kind of confused. What? Speak now, forever hold your peace, right? I'm kind of confused. What happened? What U-turn did you take? Because it's about her. I want to make sure she's good and she's happy.
No, I'm okay.
She cares.
My concern is you, Janet, because of what you said to me personally and what you and I spoke about personally. So maybe you changed your mind along the way. I just want to know what changed. That's all. So I can know it's authentic.
Okay.
Do you need to respond to Chief?
Chief, can I respond?
Yes, sir.
I think you better.
All right, okay. First of all, I didn't express any emotional feelings for Faisa. I stated clear that if I'm going to that day, I said I'm going to miss Faisa. The reason being, she didn't have the chance to know me better. And that was it. We became couple the first week I was here. and that was clear. And then you asked me, never have I once expressed any emotional feelings. The first woman I started getting attracted to, everybody can testify to that. You sitting there, your medulla oblongata will be sending message to you right now saying that, yes, Janet is seeing the fact that I always, and the first time, express myself. Even people start saying, Christiana, you are getting the best out of Janet. You said that, right?
Yes.
You are expressing something different. And exactly that was it. I didn't have the chance to say, well, what do you mean? Of course.
When? Professor, you came on me. Remember the pool
Hafiz.
week?
Hafiz. What was the question?
It's nothing.
What was the question, Hafiz?
This is not what it is.
What was the question?
Professor wanted to do the master plan with me. I'll put everything on the table right now. Let's reverse back. Let's reverse back to that one where you even ignored me because I was getting close.
You said the question was if you were to choose somebody in this house that you will marry. It's like a witch. Who did he say he would pick?
My brother, don't answer to certain questions. My brother, don't.
Faisa. He said Faisa, right? So what lie am I telling?
No, he said first, and I just wanted to make it clear. That if he's starting lies like
okay,
that,
I want to say something.
that's not even my concern.
No, like, it's obviously. Now, this one is creating a whole situation. You are creating a whole situation out of the blues. Obviously, obviously. It's because of Sayama. If it's anyone, I will not answer Sayama because of
Okay, we need evidence. We need evidence. Come with your evidence.
Who has chased anyone?
Ask Chief.
If I are lying, it's so unfortunate. I didn't attack anyone in terms of relationship here.
I have one more. I have one more.
Chief.
One at a time, people.
Okay, Chief was for you.
Are you the one setting up this question and answering them?
No, anyways, Chief, now furthermore, I won't answer any question. I have my peaceful life. If you know you have anything against it,
no, we don't. We don't. I don't. I'm happy.
But Chief said forever hold your peace.
So I'm not going to answer anything.
I'm happy. It's not nothing against
We are not actually referring to women. You understand?
It's real.
My other statement is, Christiana, darling.
Yes, love.
You're such a beautiful woman.
I know.
With such a beautiful heart. With such a beautiful heart. With a loving heart. That comes with being naive. Would you want to go back in the same situation that you almost passed out about?
Seriously?
I'm just saying, like,
fine,
out of nowhere, you know your heart. Like, are you being true? I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, are you being true to yourself? Like, is it, marriage or engagement or whatever is forever. So me, I'm just saying, as a woman, like, go with your heart. If this is what your heart is telling you,
can you not fake it? You're not friends with anyone here. That's the fact. You're saying that you care. Of course.
I'm saying I care because I was the one sitting in the classroom that she was crying on her shoulders with when somebody broke her heart or her relationship ended. No.
That woman has a man waiting for her outside that she says she's getting married to and planning a wedding. What are you talking about?
I make out some.
What are you talking about? She said that.
You have your tattoo there. The name tattoo. Take your woman, don't listen to nobody. For the fact that this is for sure that you are getting along, you don't care. But what is happening outside,
I need silence, please. Silence.
Chief.
Abbas, I will not say it again. Silence.
Country chief.
I would love for this to continue, but it is now time for edumacation. Class with Joe Abbas upstairs in 5 minutes.
Alors, ton canal, elle joue beaucoup de temps. T'as chaud, bro.
Compagnie.
They're both my
Professor. No matter what you do, people will talk.
Yes,
You do what people will talk. You will talk, so don't ignore. You understand? People
Daddy, what?
Is this how you plan to live your life?
What's a platform?
Is this how you plan to live your life?
Somebody you should be happy.
That's what
I'm just saying. What are they called a computer relationship?
The reality. So me no can cry out after week for nothing. Oh, it's in a workout. Mama, yeah.
What's able to set me up? When I set up,
If you work fine. If you don't work fine,
when we set up for me, let's set me up.
Is this how you plan to live your life?
What's up for you? Is this how you plan to live your life? What's up falling? What's up falling? Is this how you plan to live? No, generally it's supposed to like I don't like how because
It no matter.
Yes,
Like
because
I
so we like one person, we like one, no give me anything. So other person like one to me no like one. I don't book there yesterday. Why make it
Class in 2 minutes. 2 minutes for class.
No, that's me with problem. No, me not do problem. No, me not do problem.
will be that kind of way, you understand it? Okay. Last year, and chief they talk. The engagement is
The Uber will not sit down, they will say we will not talk nothing.
yes.
Okay. Who set you up for all the relationship that we're doing right now? Where they go and stab themselves back. May God making us scatter.
Yes, mama.
I do it. What you
But
want?
who don't used to the stabbing?
Baba. That's stabbing. So if you want to do your
Instead, go back.
if you want to do your stabbing of permanent officially, everybody knows saying I say for the apple.
Come on, don't fail you.
Yeah. No, MK are disappointed. I got. No, lion. I tell one Congo sir. Like the Congo sir.
Mama.
Roots now.
Hold on.
Engage Mariana, they are big.
I don't engage you. What gonna do? Yeah, big. Who don't get?
Zip this for me now.
Night woman.
Of
No,
course.
no. Is that to make me for talk with two talking?
I don't know. I know. Wait, I do.
5 minutes, man.
I can't bother him. I can't sit up. No, this is part of the plan.
Me too, girl. I wonder if I did. I don't think I did work. Which I know you were not calling your waves. For me? Yeah. Did you name your waves? No, you said that. No. My friend, she said this. She gave it to my
Afiz, you get me paper there?
I wish my fucking
Afiz.
man would have some decency to do the same. I'm sure she was here. I know, she's in one day. But say, I don't tell this one can die here. What's wrong with this week?
Let's say we don't go na kababoga chicken that they pan cham so. Chama be. But no worry, I promise you. Oh good I do. We don't go na kababoga be the biggest chicken What they turn about? Oh, you know, you not say, I don't say na beef. We don't eat beef, say toilet beef.
Now they call me Chief. Bombolai. Yeah? Bombolai. Janet, don't vex for me. I can go beg me brother. Sexy licious Pekito. Wakapade.
Yeah, you ask?
Yeah, no was.
Mina Pekito. Ade Wakapade. I can just like no more be a rough so.
I'm not even put.
Call me Chief. Bombolai. Mama. Yeah, Mama.
The brother, what's up for IPO? You did well, according to her.
Big.
Ja, man måste säga det igen där. Han är inte gammal med precis vad jag sa. Han har
I'll
också
take me
med.
book from introduction.
Make it so. So my main man is up there. See when you put in for Augustine. See Augustine, this thing I don't ever give me para. I will call for Nigeria now. Wait, me name not even. But yeah, I'm not getting counted. I'm also not getting.
Let me count. If they don't have a burger, let's say last cut and I say you can put it, no, Tony they do it.
No, you need for me. This guy you are getting now.
Let me say that.
Chicken.
Chicken, I don't know.
You go right?
I did that.
All depends on give up now, right now. Don't give up. This man is very deep.
Pam.
Yes, you'll be there. Our program will be made here, so when we function, but they make like see that now only 1 week here, so don't take a like see.
I don't know. So just this meal after that will feel the need. Attention.
Yeah, borrow me a brush. Please, Thank you. Yeah. Okay, I will. This now let's phone soon. You know that. Let me touch the check the comb. There you go. Merci beaucoup. You anything I talk to you French, you talk to me in Spanish. The nada is you're welcome in Spanish. Merci beaucoup is in French. You don't speak French. You found it? Yeah. Now I can't do it. Country. You ready for just welting every morning now these days? What's happening, man? Now last squash business this. Last squash from yesterday the boy dey no more. Okay, today I don't know that if you back. Yesterday I be sexy silo.
You don't get.
Nobody's going to find, so that's nobody make rice.
Hey! Yeah?
I can for them.
Sam. If you get beaucoup money, get good salary. Officer Rose!
Shock you.
Shock me.
Eats me up.
Obi dey work for me Alexi. So me obviously I no beat me safe. Obviously me don't bounce for the business. Me no bounce so.
Tell you. It's all part of the plan, but
maybe don't know say any can go for propose. Obviously tell Alexi bounce.
I say, I think all my mail back. Okay, then if I then get
but
swag
you need
pass,
the time we give. If I don't make a
then
worse.
get swag pass me first. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't for myself.
Wow.
My body.
I said, come now,
Chief Bambola. I said,
Chief.
Bambola. My office to eat me, I don't like book now.
Don't like book,
I don't like book now.
Still, let's win your NIE book.
I mean, NIE book.
Some kind of
I don't lost them.
I lost.
Yeah, that's a good idea to go court. No, but I like for being it. Yes, I go court.
It's for Amadu.
But Shana, I get begging so.
We talk.
Yeah, you know where I wear black.
Yeah. You picking, you still picking.
No, but I feel I'm.
Yeah, no, not so you want one feel.
No, but I feel I'm. Because you know, say if they talk about in picking,
Yes.
Say one go. I feel I'm.
Yeah, but God get a reason why.
Yeah. I can't promise myself.
Johnny, I know you know what call this in Arab money clues.
Hello, baby. You look good.
I mean you wait I go 1 week. I don't build up myself. The one body don't come out. I don't plop. Yeah, you.
The gains now they sleep.
Odo Bella. This wait till ball here every day they club.
Ball okay.
Eh.
Say they go do now.
They go clubbing.
Go do it.
They go chill. Nobody know this stuff now. They observe 1 month, but the 1 month, but they still observe after December. Watch. If you
Housemates, it's time for class with Joe Abbas Bangura. Everyone upstairs now.
what did they say? If not be through the number where them say, but on social media go predict.
No, you do on two sides, just do on two sides. Increase.
But I tell you, say they continue.
Me, I don't like book now, yeah.
Say not ball, not tell us.
Now I say, hey, but they are now.
Janet, me, I don't like
now
book
with
now.
two
Yes, I don't like book. That's okay, my sister. That's okay. I don't like book now.
No, not to anyway, because you're not in our show.
The logo, I joined the either one can I
So like the number be mix, so no. Come on, logo before.
Yes, you don't see me, uncle. Na black. Na black we will. Me uncle. Me uncle na black.
They say that you're the best dancer at the house. Aziz, I didn't know AYV. I didn't know AYV, I'll call you. Together, go once more for yourself. Big up. Okay, make it bigger. Who are we giving it for? Yes, move it. Who wants to take him on? Who don't want to take him on? I go take 6 months for like. All right. Thank you very much. Put your hands together again for yourself. Put your hands together, would you? And welcome. Today is the final session that I'm having with you guys. It will be the final for in here, but it doesn't have to be the final time we could talk. It depends on how hungry you are to grow, how hungry you are to move to the next level, because it's not what you hear that changes your life. It's what you do with what you hear. It's what you act on. That's what changes life. Big events don't change people's lives. It's the big decisions you make. And so the hope for all of us is that we would be inspired enough. And we welcome back our brother to the house. Put our hands together. Who else came? Who else came with him? Makia, put your hands together again for her. We welcome you to the house. And it's a small family. It's a small family. It's a big family. And I have a feeling whatever happens, something is going to change in each of you. Relationships have been built. We watched what happened last night. And what we thought was a joke and what was just friendship. And in fact, when I saw that thing the first time, I thought, this is much more than friendship. No, this interest is too strong. But whatever happens, live each day. Live each day. Be present here. Be present. Be present. What's happening here? What's going on here? That I can experience. Somebody was saying that there's a guy who was able to capture his presence in terms of what's happening, that he would go to Bermuda and come back and explain to you his experience in Bermuda. He could do it better than even if you went to Bermuda yourself. Because you get carried away with a lot of things. You don't get to see and experience every moment. Experiencing every moment. Now, I had the privilege of watching a Premiership match at Old Trafford with my wife. Actually, I went alone for that. I was in London with my wife, in England with my wife, but I went alone to watch that match. It was Manchester United and Newcastle. It's very interesting how in the entire match, I could have watched only 60% of the match, but the 40% of my time in Old Trafford was just taking on the things. I was looking at the stands, the South End stands. I was looking at the fact that Rooney was that so close. You could see them for yourselves, down to even the boss when they were coming in and coming out again after the match. They walk in a file to get to the boss, and they would do some autographs. All of those experiences are so rich. So it wasn't about the football. It was a 0-0 match. It was a sad, but for me, the experience of just being in Old Trafford stays with me for the rest of my life. Experience housemates too. Experience. Live it. Live it. I got a lot of feedback. I got a lot of stuff externally on Facebook and online, and people being helped with what we're sharing. So it's not just you that are benefiting, the people out there are benefiting. So what I thought I was going to do today, and want to move very quickly to just reflect on some of the major things we share. Then I'll move on to share 2 new things that are related. I could bring everything together and just bring everything together and combine them into 2 lessons that you could take with you for the rest of your life. And anybody wants to have that this morning? So if we could just move with the slides again. We'll move very quickly with the slides. We're moving beyond fame. What's going to happen beyond this? Next slide. And we talked about celebrity, and it's all about being exceptional at your game. It's not a profession. It's the recognition you get for being exceptional at something. Next slide. Next slide. When your desire for fame supersedes your passion to be exceptional at something, keep this. Keep this. Again and again, it's really not about, it's down to you working on your game, ultimately. Some years ago, Kelvin Doe, 2012, 2013, 2014, Kelvin Doe was a young guy we met. Now, somewhere during the presidency of Ernest Bai Krumah, Kelvin was given an award. He's the youngest person ever, I think, to have been given an award. Now, I met Kelvin, before anybody knew. Only SLBC knew Kelvin. After SLBC, it was Joe Abbas. Then it was David Senge, now Dr. Senge, Minister of Education, Basic Education. But then there was a moment that he was supposed to go to pick up this award. There were rehearsals, 2-3-day rehearsals. I had to send one of my staff from Life by Design, go do these rehearsals. And again, for Kelvin Doe, there was AfriCell, because AfriCell played a great role. AfriCell paid for his ticket. One of his first tickets that took him out of this country was paid for by AfriCell. So it was a big partnership. But the thing I'm trying to make here, where I'm trying to emphasize that fame is really not about limelight. Fame is you working on your game. So they had this event. 3 days rehearsals, I asked my staff to go there, and the final event, you would imagine that was the place to be. I didn't feel I was supposed to be there. I did not show up at State House the day that Kelvin Doe was going to be given the award. I did not show up there because I was working on my game. There were things I was doing that I was so focused on that were adding value to what I was doing that just being there on the limelight could not be compared to me being better at what I do. So ultimately, a few years down the line, if my fame was hung to the fact that what happened to Kelvin Doe, you know what have happened? When the Kelvin Doe story goes away, what would have happened to Joe Abbas? My story would have gone away with him. Work on yourself. Next slide. It's been good at something. And so, two big stuff we talked about. It says dreams take time. It will take time. You know, sometimes I talk about my age. When I talk about my age, it almost gets boring. And I think I'm wondering who else doesn't know about my age. It's because some of the things that are happening now in my life, could only have happened now. I'm, 50. My next birthday will be 50. I'll be 54 on my next birthday. Some of the things that are happening now could only happen now. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be too much in a hurry. Dreams take time. Just be resilient and every day work at your game. It will take time. No mago. It will take time. And the next point, we said values-based decision-making. This is so important. 2 major points. Values-based decision-making. Always, if you want to be able to increase your chance of making the right decisions in your life, you have to be able to have your decisions anchored on certain values. Last week, we walked through some of the questions. We didn't have time to do that. Walk through some of the questions you begin to ask yourself to be able to lay down your values. The things you normally talk about. Let's talk about that. What did you pick up out of when we were sharing out of values? Some of the questions we asked, if you had them in your books, you have to talk into the microphone. What are some of the things you picked up last week? Some of the questions you need to ask yourself in talking about values. Anybody remembers? When we were talking about values, how do you begin to identify your values? We talked about values a lot. You have to talk to the microphone. Yes, please. You say? No. So we're talking about, yes, sorry. Yes. You could find your values out of the things you just say regularly. That's how I like to do things. And you say it oftentimes, you don't realize, but those are your values. Those are the things that are guiding your life. Yeah. Being considerate and stuff, yes. Once you list all of those things, let's go through them. It's very important. I'll find a way. If you stick with me, I'll find a way to make sure you get these ones because they are very important. Identify your present value system. List down all the behaviors and feelings and the ways of thinking that have been consistent in your life. The way you behave, the way you feel, and even your friends are telling you, you know, so you turn. You too lighted. You too get one mat. All of those things, if you sit down, pause, and we'll talk about pause just now, write them down. That's why I said you're going to be going away in 2 weeks. In under 2 weeks, this will end. This will end, right? When is it going to end? Do you know the date? Next week Sunday. How many days between now and next week Sunday? Today is what? Do you have a calendar in the house? You don't have a calendar in the house, but what day is it today? Today is Friday. How did you know that? Because it's a very strange life. I need to try it one time, just to go away my phone for 3 weeks and not talking to the outside public, and so that it's a big experience. What we say here is listing those things down, what is consistent in your life. Identify which of those support, and one big question we said you have to be able to ask even before all of this is to say, what is my big goal in life? Is to identify your big goal. Who am I? Because once you say, who am I, what do I want to do? Somebody asks a question, you have a lot of projects to run. Officer, that we have projects, business plans, and ideas, and blah, blah, blah. How do you know which one? You start with this question, what's my biggest goal in life? What is that one thing? And there's a one thing. I'm now at a life where I am zooming everything. I've stopped going sideways. I've resigned for some boards. I used to serve in some boards of some entities. in the country. They were big ones. I had to resign from those boards as board of directors, because I want to focus on my one thing. I'm not going sideways again. I'm going deeper into those things, working on those things, and leave a legacy so that when I'm no longer around, people will say, this is what he stood for. So what is that big goal? Once you have that, you come back to your values and says, what are those behaviors, those feelings, and those things that not just me, even people are saying this is what is consistent. List them, all of them down. Identify which of these ones support your big goal. Which of these what they say for behave so? Some people boast because, yeah, I know the left hand, wait, see, if you do me, I do you back. If you tell me off, I tell you off back. I know the give 2 seconds safe. So that's your value system. Does it support your biggest goal in life? And so it's a question you have to be able to answer. And so if it doesn't, you have to be able to say, identify which ones support and identify which ones do not. This is a very serious process that you have to do for yourself. If you want to be able to find a way to get these details, this is something I'd like to be able to drill you to drill into. When you leave here in a couple of days, drill into this. 9 days more, or thereabout. Drill into this 9 or 10 days. Separate these two lists. Values that support my big goal, values and behaviors that does not support my big goal. I can't make more than this again at all, saying as well. If it's not supporting where you're going, you have to deal with them. You have to drop them down. We move to the next level where we said, these values, those values that have to stay and which ones have to go is what I've just said. Then, apart from that, there are new behaviors you have to learn that you don't have now. There are new values, there are new ways of doing things that you have to practice. Go find party, we get that behavior there. Everybody. What do we like for this girl no more for this kind of things? And it's a good behavior. It's a good value system. Go behind them. Practice. Learn. Practice. Learn. Practice. You look at every star in Sierra Leone. All of you, if I ask you, you would have a fan in America that have some things that you like about them and you're following them. Who's yours? Movie world? Mentors, Tyler Perry, that's a big one, Tyler Perry. And your ability to just zoom in on this guy, zoom in on him. There's a way, the secrets of men are in their stories. Sometimes we think success is a mystery. It's not a mystery. There are things people do that gives them the results they're getting. If you want to get those kind of results, find out those things. Falamakata copy, I have people I copied from all of these years, and even now, because God not make the world for make we can make motorcar back all over again, for can reinvent the wheel, reinvent tire. No! People have already gone before us that have achieved what we want to achieve. Find them. Zoom in on them. So those value systems that you need to build up, find them. Find those value systems, new value system that you need to have. Prepare a list of the values you need to build on. Given this now old and new, come up with a game plan to practice those values. We talked about your big goal. Come up with a game plan to practice those values. This is very important and powerful. We talked about values-based decision making. Hardcore values that guides major decisions. Long-term perspectives. We know they think too far before we make a decision. You don't deal with somebody for 5 years. Something happened one day. You don't forget all the stuff that come out over the last 5 years. That's not long-term decision making. You're making a decision because of what you get today. But you're not thinking 5 years down the line, would this matter? 5 years down the line, would this matter? And because you don't have those value systems, and you don't make the right decision. Always take the high road. This is a tough one. In the celebrity world, I do me, I do you. If you blast on me on net, first thing in the morning on Facebook, me say go on Instagram. I they go on Instagram, I they blast for you back. But once you do that, you come down to their level. Again, it's down. Is that your value system? Is that what you want people to define you as? It's your choice you have to make at the end of the day. Sometimes it serves you. We've seen people in the Premiership, Diouf footballer, right? They had a fantastic World Cup. Then he went to the Premiership. What team did he play for? Liverpool. What happened to him there? What happened to him there?
Aggressive.
He was too aggressive. And there's a place where aggression counts, and they'll be both in his village or wherever. It earned him accolades, but there are some places aggression does not work. He actually spat in the face of who? He spat in the face of somebody. I don't know what I was the ref. He spat, black man. Imagine what people will say. Now make people they call them monkey in Africa. How can you spit? Hold you mortal man. What can they do you that be so bad that you could spit in somebody's face? It's very degrading. And so, what's your value system? It's really now. It's before the event that you begin to work on this. By the time you begin to think about what value system there will be, in the event, you're late. I've told you a story. Some places I don't even show up there because I'll be setting myself up for trouble. I shared a bit of my value system, those things I hold dear, those things I don't compromise on. Some places I not even show up there. So I make the decision before even the time reach will make the decision. I'm not going to go to this place. I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be found there because it's a value system I have. Walk like hell. Anybody here has begun to walk like hell? Anybody? Walk. You've been to hell and back. Walk like hell. Walk like hell. Walk like hell. I went to bed last night, 8 o'clock. It's not 8 o'clock too early. No, it's not early. It's my plan. It's my life. Went to bed at 8 o'clock. I woke up at 12 midnight. I go to my workshop. I call it my dream room. I went into my dream room, and I was up till 4:30 this morning. Went back to bed, 4:30, woke up at 8-ish, 8 o'clock. A 7:45, that's when I got up. Did my workout. It's just telling me this just now that I've completed my 30 minutes workout. I couldn't complete it at home because of the time, so I've completed 30 minutes workouts this morning. Value system. Walk like hell, walk like hell, walk like hell, walk like hell. My life will not be normal, so I don't go to places people go normally. For them, that is their direction. That's where they're going. If you're an entertainer, you have to be in certain places. Because I'm not an entertainer, such places are not for me. And so I have to realize that. And so I prioritize where, who, my friends, what am I going to spend my time working on. It's very important. Ownership mentality. You may have to start working for somebody. When you live here, you may have to start building somebody else's dream. Don't be in a hurry. Pay your dues. Apprenticeship. You may have to look for a big star and say, I'm going to work with you for the next 3 years. Because what you're doing, you're learning from them. You're learning all the mistakes that they made that you don't have to make slave for them. Carry stuff around for them. Their fame rubs off on you. Their fans rub off on you. Because that's what happens. When it's your own turn for somebody to tag along and push you, because you cannot succeed alone. You need a team. Nobody succeeds alone. You need a team. And so your ability to be able to say, okay, I'm going to be part of somebody's team, graduate, mature yourself, till you get to the level where you can go out on your own and now have people as part of your team. But you have to learn how to do that. Ownership mentality. So whenever you're in those situations where you're called to serve, all Alexina Idadion. I've been with AfriCell for more than 15 years. AfriCell was launched in February 2005. I joined AfriCell in April 2005. 2 months after AfriCell was launched as a company, that's when I joined AfriCell. Every task and every responsibility I've had to do at AfriCell, I will like Nami Dadion. Some people have had to lose their jobs as a part of the process, but I valued AfriCell advancing than the relationship I had with people. So if you're doing something that's going to jeopardize the company, I will take the side of the company and call you back and say, Mister, what you're doing is right. We cannot allow this to go because you're going to cost the jobs of so many people. Ownership, 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 ownership. Some people look at me and say, this boy evil, he bad because I don't call somebody for losing job. I can take that bad name there. Part of my value system. I can take that. So let's move on. Ownership mentality. Let's move to the new stuff that I want to share. It's your questions. Move on to the questions. Let's move on to the questions. So somebody asks, can somebody read that question for me with the microphone? So that you want to read the question? Yes, somebody, yes. Go. Go ahead. And it's about decision making. It's about decision making. Just read. Read it.
What do you do when the people in your family are not productive? How can you make it in such a family if you want to be a better person for yourself?
You want to be a better person yourself. And believe you me, in every family we get them. Every family is dysfunctional. Every family get their own black sheep. Every family. Don't think it's yours no more. For some, we get more. Some of free at 2, some of free at 3, some of free at 1, but every family has their own. So what do? Now, this is my advice in a short. I've spoken about this. We can share again. But agree and communicate the level of support you'll be able to provide them. So sometime back in the office, we're discussing this. Because everybody in the family, they ask. This person, they work at the office. So everybody, they ask. You know, when me own, when months done, even after months done, everybody, they ask. I said, so he says, I cannot prepare a budget. Because me a family man. You know, I get called from up country, I get called from here, I get called from here. And then, so I can't prepare a budget. I can't plan. Because me plan not in a me, and I said, So what this person decide to do is to call, go to his parents there. This is what I earn per month. This is what I'm able to pull for shape to the family every month. Once that is done, pass God come out now heaven. Pass na accidents, pass na thing we not been planned for. Otherwise, now from next month your money, now they that support you go come out. So agree with your family members. I'm okay with this, I'm not okay with this. With respect. I'm okay with this. I told you about my dad. My dad was going to start another project, and I said, Papa, I want to make some abule for me and me picking. The reason why my family, my mother, and we the kids have a place to hide today is because you provided it. And so I said to my dad, I will not be able to help you in this project you want to do because I want to do my own project for my own wife and my own picking. So agree. We're not countryman, yes, but agree what you're going to do and draw the line. Because otherwise, then they kill you. Keep your distance from the family. Keep your distance psychologically and physically. How do you keep your distance? Sometimes you have to leave the house. Yeah. Sometimes you have to. In the short time, you may not be able to do, but in the long run, you may have to. Because if you left your soap by everything where you pack, then they disorganize and they scatter. Where you come, by tell you go, you can, now proudly they make, and you have those lazy ones. They're not they suffer the way you suffer. They don't put out to do the things, but then we say, we are family. We're family, so your ability to be able to sit them down. I'm okay with this, I'm not okay with this. Draw the line. Yeah. And keep your distance psychologically so they don't influence you. Some decisions you don't have to make them with your family. They love you, but not all of them are willing to go the extra mile that you are going, the journey that you're going, to make the sacrifices. So that's what it says. General, your family, love them, care for them. When it's time for you to move. Leave them. I did Juba Hill, my parents are in Wellington. It doesn't make me less of their kids. It don't make me less of their son. We have this agreement. End of the month, I package what you're supposed to package, I go. Nobody comes to my house without we not agree beforehand, say they come to my house. At the help, as much as I help you family. Not on my roof. It's kind of decisions, and because we're Africans, we're too emotional. And it doesn't make you less of who you're supposed to be. It's draw those lines because then I'll kill everybody. I've seen a young man who supports me coming up in our life. Everybody wants to take from him. He end up in a jail because he wants to please everybody. That guy was destroyed before me, and I swear it would not happen to me. Me better self and me most empowered self. Then I came for pinch. If I give this month, I can just run through now. So for the year, I must give something. I saw for what they come up, and I knew the people who were there. Very few. And so nobody has a claim to. Next question. I'm blackfacing with anger due to my father not being there growing up. Anybody wants to own this question?
I am battling with anger due to my father not being in my life when growing up. He asked for forgiveness, but how do I heal from such bitterness towards him?
Now, whoever owned that question, and it may be you here, it may be you outside, and you're wondering, unforgiveness hurts you much more than the person you hold it against. You understand, Andy? Let me talk about the side. You understand that? Unforgiveness hurts you much more than the person you're holding it against. It's tough, it's hard, if I put my own story of what happened to me in life, but ultimately at the end of the day, you know, and we'll talk about that just now. So, it hurts you mentally, it hurts you physically. If you get grudge, there are acidity, even the chemical substances that your body where they build up anytime you vex, it's negative. And so anybody with vex and time in face all time sickness they bear, and because the acid in their system goes overboard. And acidity in the blood, it hurts you. You know, the Bible says laughter is medicine. Joy and laughter is medicine. So that's what you have to decide to let go. What's your value system? Decide in your head, I'm going to let go. Now wait till you feel. If you don't wait for feel, you may never get there. So it's a decision you make, and we'll talk about head and heart decision just now. You refer to your values. What are my values? My values, what I did, what are my values? Move to the next line. This is a question, and then who wants to take that question?
If you have a problem with your family, how can you amend it with them? I did not grow up with my father and mother, so I don't have patience with people. How can I cope with them?
So it goes back to the second and third points and a couple of points we've made. There's a point there, as far as it depends on you, live peaceably with all. You know you can live in peace with somebody and not necessarily have to be their friends. You know, even with family members, you can be at peace with family members. So that's one of the pastor it. Hello, uncle, how you do? How they picking them? Okay, uncle will go see back. Live at peace. You could live at peace, uncle, how you do? Yeah, uncle, yeah. Okay, uncle will go see back. Live at peace. You don't have to be going this way and them going that way. It doesn't have to happen. So you would have all of those differences in your family. I spoke about what you need to do, draw the line, explain to them, I'm able to do this. This I did do, but this I'm not able. Let them know one time. They will give you bad name, no problem. You've already made your life clear with them. Sometimes the reason why they are hanging around you is because you have something to give. The day you don't get nothing for give them, they are not going to be there.
Sure.
We wouldn't fly out of this country. What do they say when there's a sudden loss of cabin pressure on the plane? Oxygen mask will drop off from the plane. Oxygen mask. And they say, fix your own oxygen mask first before you airport a person. The best you is the most empowered and alive and healthy you. Anything that will jeopardize your health, you want to pull yourself out and make your health and your focus becomes your priority. You becomes your priority. Because it's your healthy and strong and empowered you. Nine are the most useful to everybody. Anytime you ignore that, you are killing everybody. So you have to be able to go the line. My house na fortress. Where say I go inside my house? Na grown alledom, na mattress in 18 Street Kisi, and I sleep with fall, I sleep with 4 lawns, I sleep with the pots then. We didn't have an outside store, so they would bring every basket and the plates and pots and pans in. That's where I slept. I knew what it feels like, but my house na fortress. I'm not going to suffer for cancer suffer back. It's not possible. I can't suffer to suffer again. No, not possible. So me host na fortress. You have to earn coming to my house before you can come there. Me a countryman, and I say it boldly. Because people only know me because I have something to give them. If something happens to me, the only people who care are my family. Keep that in your head. So we're talking about head. So you are prone to so fine. Listen to this. If you fail to forgive your daddy, there's 9 chances out of 10 that you would perpetrate the same thing to your own picking. Because what happens, your picking, they watch you. They watch the envy that boils up in you. You talk about it all the time, and they hear you. They know, okay, this is what to do. When they have the opportunity to behave similar way to somebody, they do it. I have a daughter in the US, and she did something the other day. He sent something for him, mommy bust cry. My wife bust cry because me picking America, my first daughter sent something for her. And I was talking to him. I sent a prayer for him over phone, and then he sent a reply for me back over the phone. You know. And he was saying, Daddy, I've watched you being sacrificial. I've watched you. I've watched you and mommy take on a last for something you believed in. And that's what she did. She did something that blew in mommy's mind. We knew, his younger sisters knew, the mommy did not know anything about this gift. Because you could pass those things to your children. He says, Daddy, I watched you do this all the time. So if now envy and unforgiveness, you pass until you pick it. If you don't pass money, get there. Don't pass that in the get there. Am I talking to you? Sure. If you don't get a host, you don't get a deal, I don't get a, because that value system stops. Next question. This is about unforgiveness. Next question. This is a summary. I have so many business proposals to pursue. I give you short one. Do not enter to business if you're not educated in business. I can't go begin for do movie without I'm not educated in movie. I have to train, I have to learn. So if they talk about business, if you've not done business before, learn business first. Go apprenticeship. Learn business. Whatever you want to do, learn business. I want to start advocating for people like slum dwellers to achieve their potentials. How do I start? And sometimes you just get warm feelings. I want to help these people. I want to help these people. But sometimes, now a feeling that doesn't last. It's a concern you have at the moment. Give yourself time. If you feel the same way 3 weeks after, 4 weeks after, you're not getting for it, you still feel the same way. You got problem at your office. You have some fight with your boss, and you still feel the same way. When you give yourself that space, you will know. Some ideas that were just fleeting, they will fall off. And the ones that are there to stay will stay. So I call it head versus heart. We'll talk about head versus heart because it's a major point. How do I source funds to start a business? Normally, my advice to people, start with what you have. Practice with your money. If you've not done business before, you want to start business, and you want to start to practice with somebody else's money, it's risky. Start with what you have. Prove. So somebody says, I want to set up a poultry. Start selling eggs by dozen. Start selling eggs by dozen. You can buy 10 dozen eggs. If you could turn 10 dozen eggs to 15 dozen in 3 months, in 6 months, that's the big journey. Once you begin to do that, you can now begin to understand the industry. Where is this eggs produced from? Where are they produced from? So that instead of you buying from the wholesaler, can I begin to go buy to this person from the source, from the manufacturer? Keep it in company. Once you are there, you begin to observe, okay, this is what happens. Okay, this is what happens. Meanwhile, you're buying, it was 15 dozen, now it's 100 dozen eggs that you're dealing with. Where did you start with? You start with 5 dozen eggs. Start with what you have. That's my advice. Start with what you have. If you're not posting any money now for start with, it's tough. You don't know enough. And so start with what you have and practice from there. How do you consistently keep a positive mindset amid negativities? There are negative people all over the place. How do you do that? How you keep positivity? What did I say there in the red? Decide and practice. Decide. I'm going to have a positive mindset no matter what. I share all the time. Being an entrepreneur is the most stressful things you can ever have to deal with, being an entrepreneur. If the money I have made over the last 5-6 years alone was money that came to just myself, to invest in myself, you know, there are lots of things I'm complaining about now that I wouldn't even be complaining. I would have lots of money in the bank, saved for the future, lots of money. Yeah. But if I tell you what I have to go through now, but I keep a positive mindset. There's faith, there's everything I use. There's faith, there's focus. I have a lot of tools that I use to be able to make sure I'm positive. I'm one of the most positive people. I'm one of the most peaceful people you can find in this country. Yet if you come close to me and see the turmoil and the things I'm battling with, but I decide I'm going to be positive, because I have all the tools. As far as I'm working on myself, I have faith in God. I pray and I lift my heart. He's working with me on this. I'm building my muscles in the process. And stay away from negative people. They don't belong. Somebody says, don't go where you are. Go where you're celebrated, where you're tolerated. Mike Murdoch, don't go where you're tolerated. If they tolerate you, they... So negative people not belong. Next slide. This is where we begin to round up. This is about decision making. Somebody read that one. If you want to own that question, read it. If you want to own that question, who owns that question? Who owns it? Okay, he normally asks that question. But somebody with a microphone, just read the first one. Both, yes. Somebody read the first one, somebody read one at the bottom. Go.
I often make decisions that I believe was right, but are often not. How do I improve the quality of my decision making?
Next, somebody take the second set.
How do I deal with the constant disappointments of choosing the wrong man? I also battle with similar choice of friends. I can say I am naive, I am soft-hearted. This is a source of continuous heartbreak.
I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds. Just breathe in. Just breathe in. If any part of this question belongs to you, if any part of these two questions, you say what? The second one belongs to you. But you know, the second one belongs to you, choosing the wrong man. And it's tough. If you put the ratio between men and women in the world, who do you have more?
Men.
You have more women than men. So what that means is that you're always going to have, because there's an imbalance in the equation. There's a song that came out a few years back. What was it called? Apart from We All Know It. It's an old one. It's an old one. You have to be 20 years. We don't have it back now. Man shortage. Man shortage. Yeah, man shortage. All around the world. It's a crucial situation. You have to be older than 30 years to have. You have to be older than 30 years. But that's a reality. It's a reality that if you pair everybody together, you would have women will not go get partner. It's a reality. It's a reality that men can take advantage of that. But for you, how do you make sure when you say yes, you increase the chance of knowing it's the right person? And this is not just about relationships now. It could be a financial decision that you've made in the last 6 months. And somebody said, one of you sent something about, and that was beautiful. It really touched my heart about, and I'd like us to follow up on that. It was about family not liking them being in the entertainment industry. What they feel. And I like to really like to follow up on that. You are here, you're currently here, and you said that your family is not supportive of the direction you're now going, and you're not sure of what to do. So a decision you have made may be a financial one, it may be a relationship one, it may be your job. You just lost the job because of the wrong choices you made. And somebody shared last week, we've had you sharing about leaving one place for the other only to realize that it was a wrong decision. How do you improve your chances? We dealt with some part in terms of the value system, so that you have values that you consult each time before you make a decision. You have those values, and once you build them like muscles, you are able to increase your chance of making the better decision. But there's another thing I want to throw into this. 2 things I'm going to talk about, and then I wrap up, and then take your final questions. How do you increase your chance of making the right decision? One point, you have to realize that a lot of the time, you make choices from 2 places. There's head decisions, and there are heart decisions. There are decisions you should make with your head, and there are decisions you should make with your heart. Now, whenever you're talking about heart, you're talking about feelings. I feel this way about this person, and therefore I am going to decide on the basis of my feelings. It's a heart decision. It's on emotions. You be not save this money, you know they touch him, you be not say this, I'm not going to do him again, this is what I'm going. You don't do your plan already. Somebody just comes from the blues and now tell you, say, do ya. When do you make decisions with your heart, and when do you make it with your head? 90% of the time, a lot of the decisions that we make that we have to regret are decisions that we make with our feelings, with our emotions, but without bringing your head in the process. You left your head now, and come with your heart. And so if it's about how you feel that moment, the way you feel, you can unfeel. And after 2 days, you wonder, what do you mean do me? What do you mean do me? What was I thinking? What was I thinking? So, that point came out increasingly. Whether it's a decision on relationship or job or academics or finance, you have to get the balance right between where you decide and make decisions. It's a heart decisions. A lot of the time, women, it's just a heart decision. It's just a feeling decision. It's emotional decision. Your family go, them boss cry, they roll na ground, they roll na ground. But they've done it 6 times in the past. They've done it 6 times in the past. Every time then they come back. Your plan that you need to move, go forward, is stuck all the time because you can go bail somebody in a jail. That does not maintain the discipline and ruins everybody. Because when you see the mommy boss cry no more, they are not me wanging white picking. They are not me wanging white picking. Waiting people and go say, if I left in a jail, they are fatuna, you know what we are open. And you make a feelings decision. You make decisions with your emotions. A lot of the wrong decisions we make comes from us making heart decisions, emotions, and not bringing our head. Head is talking about rationalism. Head is talking about calculation. Head is talking about forward planning. That's why I'm advising you, for 1 week when you leave this place, shut down. I beg. In fact, I'll go much more than that. Start your planning now. I beg. The world is waiting for you. Ask Professor. In Inongo the last week, you go don't pass. The same freedom where you left 6 weeks ago, and then they wait for you. They wait for you. Then feed you for the last 6 weeks. Morning, Sunday, evening. Couche. Couche. And so listen to me, please, I beg you. Start, if you don't begin, start tonight. Make them give you a fresh book. Where is this journey taking me? That's the head. That's the head part of the process. It's planning, it's laying it out. Like a movie. You said it's a movie. It's a movie. Plan the movie now. What's the title of this movie? What is it going to be about? What is it going to be about?
It's your right to change it.
And so, please, I beg, and Chief, please, I want to beg, buy new notebook for each of these ones. Start tonight. Now, every night we can get with stuff now. Do we have another night out today at the beach? At the swimming pool?
Well, we don't know.
So this Friday, probably they will.
So I don't know that part yet. But please, I beg. I may not get to meet you again in life. I may not, now because I put the word may, I may not get to meet you again in life. When see Mami can call Pekin, he call her 110, he call her 210. Mary, ma. Fatu, ma. Memuna, ma. I must tell my call you. Do you know why? I have seen enough. I've seen a lot of pain, in my own life, in the life of people around me. I told you, I lost a son that could have been 22 years of age. I've seen pain. I've eaten pain. I've had banquets with pain. And I know what it feels like. So that's why I said, please, I beg, your books, fresh notebook, begin to plan now. When you go out, the world is waiting for you. You wouldn't have a movie that you don't start for right now. Now, the world they give you the movie. If you don't write your movie and decide who is going to feature in that movie, who are the friends that need to stay, who are the ones that need to go, now you take that decision. Who belongs? It's head knowledge. It's head decision. It's head. 90% of the time, it's heart, it's feeling. We don't plan. Just like I said, shut down. Imagine you're still in the house. If you step out, you have to step out with a frame of a plan. Who that foresee about this? I need to talk to them 5 people here around this. I need to talk to the 6 people around this. I need to talk to the 7. You have to move out of this place with a plan. 9 chances out of 10 are wrong decisions. It's because we make decisions. Somebody watched the Markangel. There's a Markangel comedy, and there's a lady there. I don't remember the lady again. He get for parents, and he get for buy iPhone 11. Why did she say she wanted the iPhone 11? Because the phone gets what? It get noise cancellation. What's another lady there name? I don't remember her name in this Markangel comedy.
Is it noise cancellation?
Yes, he get noise, but he get noise cancellation. I said, nine, Emanuela. I whether Emanuela or the small picture, what it says. Now I say, no, yeah, it's by the phone. I woman say, because everybody around tell and say, it's a no-brainer. But if your heart is making that decision, at the phone you go for. If it's your heart, but your head tells you it doesn't make sense. Do not leave your head behind. We don't work on ourselves. We don't do the calculations. I don't call you treatel except that you parent. Me first speaking don't pass 30 years of age. So if you're there on another range, so imagine that I'm a father. And I'm an elder brother. Start that book day today. I may not get to meet you. I don't have to meet you again. But if you could look 5 years down the line and see the movie that you start writing, don't phone anybody who don't belong to the movie. Be selfish about that. Don't call anybody that does not belong to this new movie that you're going to be preparing tonight. It's head knowledge. Next, we're wrapping up, like I said. It's taking a bit longer. So that's what he said, is logic versus emotions. So for every decision you want to take, it's a business. Gather all the data around the issue. There's data about business. Yesterday, I was in a hotel. I sat with somebody for an hour. I ask questions. I go with 5 questions because I'm researching a business that I'm developing. I don't know 80% of what I need to know. So over the next 2-3 days, I'm going to be talking to managers of hotels and stuff, people who are doing agro-processing, people who are doing things that I don't have any business with. But the new movie I'm writing, that's the direction that movie is going. And so I'm sitting down. So gather the data on the issue. To make sure you are able to make head knowledge, gather the data. There are experts. There are people who have already achieved this. Sit down with them, talk to them. So that's why when you write down who will take part, some people are directors in the movie, some people are going to act with you, so you want to call them to partner with you. They all have roles. Some people are financiers, they want to finance, so you go to pitch to them. Okay, you put them here, I get 5 financiers there, I get 4 partners there, I get this person here. Anybody understand what I'm saying? Talk to people who are experts in the area, who know more of the issue. Talk to people who are not afraid to tell you the truth. Most times, all the friends say we'll get now, yes, friends. Anything you say, right. If you say the second, they say yes, not true, second. If you say this person don't say want me, last say yes, you say yes. Then they look your face. Then they look the direction you want to go and they answer you. But you want to have people around you who will tell you the truth. They will look you in your eyes and say, no, you crazy. And obviously, get for refer to your values. Last one, the last point you make. Last point you make. To be able to make sure you make better decisions next time. Next slide, next slide, next slide. To be able to make sure you make better decisions next time. How do you ensure that your next time will not be like last time? You see what I put bottom here? Analysis of housemate question, decision making. What is there at the bottom left?
Only.
The first one was about head decision and heart decision. How will you improve your chance for making the right decision? Is begin to increasingly make decisions with your head. The heart, inside they come in, feelings therefore come in because, you know, we talked about that and we don't want to because everybody, that's where we live. 90% of our decisions are just made from the heart. We don't bring our head in the process. So I wouldn't say anything about the heart. I've only talked about. Do not make any new decision now without you not bring your aid along. My granny put story for me. He said, Puss in mama die. This I'll talk and I will continue, begin to end. I know I'll be talking in English. Puss in mama die. I got time mama die. Then they go call Puss for let Puss come boss cry. I got time. When mama die, it's sorry no so. But then go call Puss for come boss cry. I got time mama and bury. So I got time they don't the hole. I got time the boss cry. Push the boss cry on top. Now, my granny pulled this story for me. So, when they cry now, then they cry in Limba. And so, I begin call. Kamo, Agata, Kamo, Agata, Kamo, I come for boss cry with you. Now push. Now Agata, they don't the whole night say, all right, I don't hear it. But I know I can lose me aid because my mama die. You cry up there, me go to cry down here.
Finish.
From the heart, it's painful. I don't lose me mama. But from me head, I don't say Agata, Agata not to panic. So your ability at those moments to be able to mix. Well, yeah, I feel good about this man. I like the guy, the way the guy says so. I like this guy, he's so nice. I like the guy. Then you press the pause. Okay, bring you 8 kind sign now. Pause, press pause, say pause. Press pause, and bring you 8 kind sign. How do you make sure your decision the next time? You get for own it. So this next one, first one, head and heart. If you want to increase your chance for making the right decision, you have to bring you aid come along with you make decisions. The second one, you get for own. It's what you own. You want for own your own fault inside the last bad decision. Anybody understand that? You want to own it. Can we read 2, 3 go? Let's just read. How to ensure. Let's go. Let's read. Add some energy to the room. 2, 3 go. How to ensure that the next time will be like the last time. How do we make sure we don't repeat the same mistakes from the last time around?
In order for you to ensure that your negative history does not repeat itself, you have to own your role in your negative history. You have to pause long.
Yes, you have to what?
You have to pause long enough to do this.
If I draw your life around the last decision where you make, and this is a decision, how much percent you get? Each time we break out, we fall in and out of relationship. Take the next slide. Take the next slide.
In order for you to ensure that your negative history does not repeat itself, you have to own your role in your negative history.
Studio, go to the next slide. Next slide. Let's watch this. If you
don't pause and take responsibility for your part in your own history that caused you to start over, you will drag it with you into your future, no matter how insignificant it is.
Next point.
You cannot blame your way into a better future. Blame enables us to smuggle our issues into our future.
Let's pause there. So what is he saying? You have to pause long enough. You want to make a new decision? Na new man, Prince Charming. You have to pause long enough. Can you share what you're saying here? Before you then use against. Actually, last week, people said a lot of the things that we were sharing would not be just use against. It's the last week that we just use against.
Yeah.
Now, what is he saying? You should pause long enough. After this, I just have one more point to share, and then we can close. What do you think people normally say when people talking about what part they have to play in their negative history? How much percentage do they normally give themselves?
Very few.
Very few?
1%.
What?
1%.
Some people give themselves 1%. And why they say it's 1%? Why do they give themselves 1%? Is it real that normally you only have 1%?
No.
But why would they use 1%?
Because
Because people don't want to take responsibility. Next. Mark, talk to the microphone, I think. You should talk to the microphone here.
And because of the perception that people don't believe the past have a lot to do with the future, so they tend not to even care about what has happened in the past. They want to move, not knowing that the past sometimes is the key factor towards making a very good, positive future. So they tend not to bother about it.
People do not take time to reflect. That's why we use the word pause. You have to pause. And make us say, when you leave this place, pause. Tell your neighbor, say pause. Tell your neighbor, say pause. You have to pause. What other reasons people give? What other reasons people give for not taking their own share? Somebody saying that just 1%. What other reasons? So people don't want to take responsibility. What else? They what? They don't want to be accountable for their own actions. And you know the point, listen to this, it's very important. If you do not pause long enough to reflect which part you play in this problem, if you do not pause long enough, you know what will happen? You are smuggling the issue. You own personal, you're smuggling it. Nobody knows about this. And what I'm doing, I'm putting it in my bag, I'm going on to the next relationship, but once I get into that next relationship, because it was still in my bag, my issue is there. I didn't own it. All I said, Tom, you just blame them. You blame the boss, you blame the partner, you blame the employer, you blame whoever. And you did not own your own. So that's what happened. You go next time, you repeat the same mistake. Because you did not pause long enough and you did not own your part in the negative past. Own. The last story that I'm giving you. So listen to me. We were going mathematics in our school. We would do mathematics in our school. If you do this circle and this angle, how much would this represent in a circle? So if this circle at 360 degrees, how much would this represent?
90.
How much would this bit represent?
90.
It depending on here. I'm talking about here. So it's 360 divided by 4. So this would be 90 degrees.
90.
And call and say now 25%. Because if the whole is 100%. So imagine even if it's 25% responsibility you had in the breakup. Your ability, you have to be frank with yourself to say, you know what, I contribute 25%. Most of the time what we do, we focus on this 75% or 90%. That was other people's responsibility. Can you change them? Can you go get them to change their own? The only thing you could do is to focus on what is my own role. There's a lady that was called Portia Nelson. She wrote, she said, I have my life in five chapters. And I want to see if each of us can identify our lives in there. My life in 5 chapters. Next slide. My life in 5 chapters. This is the lady Portia Nelson. Can we read together? 2, 3, go. Please, let's immerse ourselves into this. I walk down the street.
There's a deep hole.
There's a deep hole. No, let's take our time. Let's take our time. Let's just read and reflect as we read. Please, let's read it slowly. 2, 3, go. I want all of us to read, whether we get microphone or not. Let's go. 2, 3, go. I walk down the street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I am lost. I am helpless.
It isn't my fault.
It takes forever to get my way out. Pause there. Chapter 1 of real life. I walk down the street. There's a hole in the sidewalk. I fell into it. I made the wrong decision. I made the wrong choice. When you get into it, what was the lady's response? What's in the person's response? It's not my fault.
It takes forever to find a way out.
It's not my fault. Watch this. It's not my fault. Chapter 1. Chapter 2. Move to the next one. Portia Nelson. Chapter 2. Let's go. Take with time. Imagine you did act. You did a stage. You did do voice. An award. Whatever. But just take your time. Please read it and reflect on it. Chapter 2. 2, 3, go.
I walk down the same street. There is a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it. I fell in again. I can't believe I'm in this same place. But it isn't my fault. It still takes a long time to get out.
What is unique about the first line? I walk down what street?
The same street.
The same street. The same thing. The same thing. The same side. You go the back. I walk down the same street. I walk down the same street. Do not go back to those streets. If they did not walk the last time, the chances are that they know they walk back now. They walk down the same street. The hole was there. It made like innocent. What happened? She fell back into the hole. And he says, I can't believe that I can make the same dumb decision again. I can't believe I'm here. But what's the case? What's the next line? What did you do the next line? What did he say for the next line? But it's not my fault. I made the same dumb decision. It's not my fault. Own it, own it, own it, own. Unless you get to the point where, and you know the argument? No, imagine the person they talk say, well, that then useless SLRA, so they're supposed to make this old. They don't make the old. Now the treats don't turn. Would they pay with taxes? And now look at what they're doing. Imagine they could blame whoever had it here. In America, you could sue people. You could sue the council. In England and in places, you could sue them. You blame them. But he says, I walk down the same street again. Chapter 3, next slide.
I walk
down the same
street. There's
a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it there. I still fall in. Next point. It's a habit. Pause. It's a habit. It's a habit. There's something happening now. She's identified something. There's something. You have a role to play in every one of the bad decisions you've made in the past. There may be 10%, there may be 15%, there may be 20%, but you had a role. You had a fault. Own your own part. You couldn't fix the road, but it now says it's a habit. My eyes are open.
I know where I am.
I know where I am.
It is my fault.
It is my fault.
I get out immediately.
And what happened? The previous times that he said it's not my fault, he says it took him forever to get out. The moment she said it's a habit, it's my fault, what happened?
Gets out immediately.
Own it. Own your own part in your last bad decision. If you don't want to make the same dumb decision in the future, you have to own your own part. And you have to pause long enough to do the analysis. Sometimes we don't even give ourselves that chance. As long as you say not to be fault, and that's where birthday. I God go pay him. I God go pay him, and that's where birthday. Not to be fault. You don't take any responsibility. But he says it's a habit. You don't make the same kind of decision. First, I've been Junior, then Nathim, now na Patrick. No, it's not a habit. No. Na habit. This one now na habit. It's my fault. And she gets out of there immediately. What happened, chapter 4 of this person in life? Chapter 4 of this life. I walk down the same street. Why would she walk down the same street? Why would this person walk down the same street?
Because
she can prove that she had. Just read.
I walk down the same street.
There's a deep hole in the sidewalk.
I walk around it.
I don't see her now. And so at the balance, I told you my story. When I was going to go back to life, I get 12 bobo them, 12-man action group. Now we all go up. Now we are the tough brother. Like me, I get 5 girlfriends there. And so, tough brother. Now village, you can't talk about village, you don't talk about we. Now we not be the tough people there. Why don't fail me O levels? 27, 28, 39. And then I see my friends that were in school together. I would hide from them. I got to the point where, first then I begin blaming Papa. Well, when my parents say no go better school, then I for pay for me better and I make another so. Chapter 1. Then the next day I for go sit exam now Albert Academy. I go see they drink drunk na for you bar. So Sassman and Stout, they mix them together out for you. Sassman, Stout for you. And I said, it's not my fault.
What's black for you?
I got to the point where I said, this is a habit. I said, this is a habit. It's my fault. And so when I come to church, I couldn't leave Wellington. I need for stay in that environment. I couldn't leave the environment because in the short term, you may not be able to leave the environment. In the short term, you may not be able to have other options, but you can go around. So once I come to church, once I was out from church, instead of passing at this Poyoba, when I did the trouble came for if not a woman trouble, not the wrong trouble, I took straight road, Upper Street, Edmond Street, Phillip Street, Pillar Street, Phillip Street, where I live. Balance. If a government call you for go change dollar in a house, say that for balance. See that one already kind of for balance. Balance. Please, I beg you. I beg you. I beg you. I beg you. Nothing changes. You got a housemate. In fact, the question they ask, phone them when they were in there last year. Ask how much of them with their life don't change. That's what I will end with. But go to the last chapter, chapter 5. Chapter 5. Chapter 5. What happened, chapter 5? Let's shout it together. 2, 3, go. 2, 3, go again.
I walk down another
Say it again. Say it again. Say it again, Joshua. I walk
down another street.
I walk down another street. In the short term, you don't get option. But in the long term, you have option. Chapter 1, he said not to me fault. Chapter 2, he said not to me fault. Chapter 3, he said a habit. Not me fault. Chapter 4, he walked around it because he can't avoid them in the temporary. So sometimes there are some people you're going to walk to. They're still there. They're still there. So you know, don't make them plan about it. Let them do first no more. You know, so you know the kind of police set. You know the right sentence, you know, no. Can you walk around them for the moment? Can you make dear to them? Can you not be available for them? Once you're planning your life, once you're working on yourself. Because then the way you then behave the same way to you last month, they behave the same way to you, then behave the same. Each time they don't say you come back. They don't say you come back. They don't weigh you. They don't say you come back. And it could be your boss, it could be anything. It's just that I talk about relationships here. Walk down another street. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasant time being with you over the last couple of years. Say that again.
The poem? That's a poem.
You know, so it's a poem. It's a poem. It's called My Life in 5 Chapters by Portia Nelson. Read this over and over and over and meditate upon it. It's a poem. My Life in 5 Chapters. I would send all of these things to Chief, and Chief can pass them on to you, whatever way he can send it, so that you keep these things and meditate over them and reflect over them. This is your life. When you leave, you know, final, let's just round up. Anybody gets any stuff? Just reflections, general reflections, whether it's question or reflections. My number there is 030-600-600, Life by Design, and you could share. But whatever, just do brief reflections. 030-600-600, Life by Design. Yes.
I was the one that had asked a question about the family and the entertainment disagreement.
Say that again, please.
I was the one that had asked the question, wrote the question about me wanting to be in the entertainment industry.
The question about what?
Me wanting to be in the entertainment industry, and my family disagreeing with that decision.
It's a very important point, and I'd like us to talk more deeply. So Yana, right? Yana Puli. I like your name. She's interested in something that the parents are not interested in. She's interested in the entertainment industry. She just graduated in university and blah, 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 top class and blah, blah, blah. And her parents do not think that's the right thing for her to do. And that's the right direction to do. Now, I have a story of a young man I shared a couple of weeks back. His name is, he runs a studio called Zoom. His mother wanted him to read. He wanted more than wanted him to read applied accounting. And so he went to IPAM. He dropped out in year 3 because he wasn't interested in accounting. He moved on to IT and got some certificates in IT, but that's not what he wanted to do. In the process, he discovered he was an artistic guy. He loved artistic stuff. And so he moved into photography. His dad died in the process. And after a few years, they paid his dad's benefit to the mom. The mom said, okay, this is your own share of your dad's pension or whatever it's benefit, death benefit. He used that to buy his first camera. His mom didn't know all of this. He moved and moved and moved, but that was his heart. So he dropped his major to pursue his mission. That's why that question I ask is about your mission. What's your big goal? You have to be able to have your mission. And so he moved into that, and he's done a lot of stuff for whoever, from Emerson to LAJ to people coming in from Nigeria, top stars from Nigeria. He's been the photographer that works with them. And he's much more known than he would have been known if he had applied accounting degree and was practicing as an accountant, because that wasn't his mission in life. Now, but what happened was, just this year, his mom celebrated his 60th birthday. And he made a surprise party for his mom and called all of his friends and just dazed her. The next day, the mom picked up the phone and called her. And she said for the first time in his life, the mom told him how proud she was about him. It was almost tearing up. For the first time in his life, the mom called. So it's a journey. It's a journey. Do not ignore what they're saying. They have their concerns because they love you. The best you could do is your ability to be able to balance the two. For example, and this is something we could talk about, we cannot talk about here, because there's something you could do alternatively. All of those guys in entertainment industry, if you look at Oprah Winfrey, it's not her sitting there that was responsible for turning this all into diamond. It was those things. So what are those things you need to know? And so you don't have to ignore that. Your entertainment, but here, Jay-Z is a billionaire. Do you know why Jay-Z is a billionaire? It's not by selling his albums that he got to be a billionaire. He has a business. Big one. Tyler Perry, it's not him appearing on those things that he was able to build this. So don't be carried away. Entertainment industry is not about jumping into films. No, it says, Tyler Perry from day one, he said he wanted to own his own movie and he wanted to own the studio. Now, so those skills you learned are important. Don't throw them away. When I was coming up, I always wanted to be a pastor. So when I was saying to myself, when I got my first professional accounting certificate, that's going to be all. I don't even need it because I want to be a pastor. How wrong I was, because I've since gone on to qualify as a chartered accountant, and those tools are so relevant. The reason why I know so many things about so many things that I can add to my spirituality is because I spent time. So do not throw that bit. Listen to them. There's something in that is connected to this. Entertainment is not just singing and standing and doing an album. Albums don't sell like that any longer. There are some other things you need to build, and that university degree may be relevant to building that empire that you require. So there's a meeting point there between you and your parents. There's a meeting point. Do not ignore them. Do not throw them away. And no, this is my heart, but I can't just follow my heart and I don't have what to support myself with. If you talk to musicians in the industry in Sierra Leone, they're complaining and they're telling you they got dry. They can't support themselves. It's tough life. So learn what's it about Oprah Winfrey, what's it about Tyler Perry, what's it about. There's another side to the entertainment life. Once you master that, then this side becomes big. Now, I talk public speaking is my domain. So, I do it very well. But I have businesses that are running that have nothing to do with this, what I'm doing here. And I have to focus my attention to run that. The tasks that I do at AfriCell have nothing to do with what I'm doing here. But I have to dig my head. This morning I spoke with the MD, blah, blah, blah. This is what I'm doing, this is what I da. It has nothing to do with my public speaking. Even though I love public speaking, this is my calling in life, I have to take care of them things. Am I talking? So that answers your question. And we can talk a bit more, but don't ignore them at all. They're concerned. They have a right to be concerned. Prove to them that they don't have to. By knowing that it's not either or. It can be both. This one would have a role to play in your entertainment stuff. And it's just unraveling it and begin to study these people. Study Oprah. What's it about Oprah? It's not just her sitting there. She runs a whole lot of stuff. It's the same with Tyler Perry, T.D. Jakes, and all of those guys. Professor, I'm so pleased that you could come back to the house. I'm so pleased you could. I knew you have to be back here till the end. Let's take the last question. Finally, what's next for you? What's next for you? If you make a phone call to all those who were in the housemates last year, and even went all the way to the finals, not all of them have stellar stories. Not all of them have stories that we would be proud about. Some disappeared like salt in water. Is that what's going to happen to you? I don't want you to shake your head. I don't want you to answer. It's a deep, reflective question I want you to have. What's going to happen to you 1 year from now? Only one person would win this, and maybe there'll be runner-up and stuff, and so whatever, and there'll be evictions that are taking place there, and da-da-da-da. But like I said, what's happening there is super important. This is not just about housemates, it's about your life. What is going to happen to you after all of this ends? You go back to Freetown and go meet winner with Tom. Think about that. Make Chief then you the new book today. I beg of you. My iPad is my best friend. The notes and materials I write every day. I study. I'm an avid student. All of these things you know, I read about them. I taught. I read. I talked. I read. I researched. And that's how I grow my life. This is important to me. Can you bow your heads for a moment of reflection? Just bow your heads. You're Muslims, you're Christians, and it doesn't really matter. But just bow your heads for a moment of reflection. What if today is the beginning of the rest of your life? But only you can decide that you will make today the beginning of the rest of your life. Only you have that choice to make. By you sitting down, pause long enough to make these big decisions. Now, when you step out of this house, beginning tonight, you begin to spend 1 hour with yourself and noting down those things. And when you leave the house, lock yourself up and start even here to write your own movie. So that 1 year down the line, you'll be so proud of yourself and what you would have achieved. Receive peace, receive grace, receive strength. Where you're weak, peace for your confusion, guidance that you need in your life, answers to all the questions you've had. But enjoy life. Be blessed. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. God bless you. Put your hands together for yourself.
Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Joe Abbas Bangura.
Make it once more. Say it once more for yourself. You, myself.
Thank you so much. God bless.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Stay in touch.
Definitely will.
Housemates, let's gather around for selfie, please.
Selfie.
Final selfie. This is beauty. Final selfie.
Housemates don't come.
Housemates, everyone back downstairs.